And moving into position, there'll be some early matchups that Kirsch can get us with. Cats and the Saints, don't forget, from 5:45 after this game here at McDonald Reserve. Big game for the Cats this evening at Marvel.
O'Neill starting in the middle, Kirsch.
Yes, that's an interesting move, isn't it?
So Breeze, as Birchie said, going across the ground here really at McDonald Reserve. Probably the other end a little bit, Kirsch, you think, Breeze-wise?
Just a tad to the right, I believe.
Tad to the right, yes.
And McMullen starting full forward.
Yes, Sprague to Fort.
So here we go, first quarter, Geelong Bank, and here is Josh Conway.
First bounce, Callip with the tap down to Richardson for the Swans. Neil in there at ground level. Bit of a rolling scrum to start with the ball up right where we started. Kirsch, just quickly, just summing up a couple of those matchups as we have a secondary bounce.
Yes, just Jakey Peters out on this wing on Doug Bonds. So Doug Bonds moved up the ground to a wing position this weekend.
Callip down to Richardson. Mulroney with the first meaningful touch of the afternoon. Kicks right to the outer side. The Breeze drags it and the ball dribbles over onto the outer wing. It'll be tossed in on the heart of a centre wing here at McDonald Reserve. We'll see if Jace Doherty can get us some clean footy underway here.
We're going to see a bit of play on that side of the ground this afternoon,
I
think. So Callett for South Barwon against Christensen for St Mary's. He got it down to the front. The Swans have got some numbers. O'Neill gets it towards half forward. Scrubby little kick, Mulroney right next to him in his back pocket. And seeing him over the line is Sam Burke. And so we're going to have a boundary throw in front of the scoreboard here at McDonald Reserve.
Interesting one is Kane Loftus has gone to Bosley.
Oh, that's an interesting Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchup from the ruck contest. Benson got it towards Augurinos, who gets a kick away from half back towards towards half forward. No mark taken by McMullen. Coming there is Jack Driver. He can't take it. Johnston's handball for St Mary's. They work it through by hand to Damien Iman. Goes to an open 50. Dobson gets there. Can't take it though. Got a couple against him. Peters was one of them. Jake Peters goes wide with the kick. Way wide. That's on Reynolds Road. Out of bounds on the full St Mary's to bring it back into play.
Could see how far the Breeze took that footy. McMahon, Damien brings it in short. Play on the call from the umpire, not the required distance. Benson was wrapped up in a strong tackle. It'll be thrown in. Looked like it had gone, ball up, sorry. It looked like it had gone far enough, that one, Kirsch. Bit unlucky there.
Apparently not.
For Harry Benson. It'll be tossed up. We're about 60 around from the St Mary's goal. Callett wins it down for South Barwon. Ball teetering right near the boundary. Augurinos comes through. Clean hands from Mason. McMahon back to Mason on a little case of the fumbles. Dodgers one though and cleaned up his own work. Inside 50, Driver with the diving mark. 40 out from home. Takes the grab. He's got Cunningham running past him if he wants. Gives it to him now, who drives it right to the heart of McDonald Reserve. Bosley there, well spoilt by Loftus, Kirsch's man that he mentioned. White got the hands clear, but St Mary's cough up the footy. Travellini, usually a nice user. This is no different.
So Dowling takes the mark, 55 from goal, wants to move it quickly. Got Garner by himself. He's got a lead from Dobson, but he's also got somebody in the goal square called Trent McMullen, and I don't know what he was doing there, really, because in the end he kicked it out of bounds on the full. He was thinking about kicking the goal, thinking about passing it. In the end, he just blazed away, and he pushed it out of bounds. So the Swans are going to be able to bring it back in. So he thought about the change of direction. The kick was right into McMullen, who was standing on the man, who was the man on the mark. Now the ball comes from Starkey outside for South Barwon, outside 50. Mulroney can't take it. Ball spills free. Callett got it away towards Cunningham. Now O'Neill off a step at half-back, goes towards centre wing with the kick through Fraser Fort's hands, can't take it. At the back, Bosley, spin, tackle Connors, put him down on the ground. The umpire will come in and ball it up right on centre wing. No score yet in this first quarter Geelong Bank K-Rock scoreboard, and we have been playing 3.5 on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Tossed up, one down. Benson with some clean hands. McMahon with a looping handball. Was a bit nondescript, but Augurinos is there at ground level. That kick nearly goes backwards. That just hung in the air and spun the wrong way. Harry McMahon now. That's a nice ball. Travellini's got some space to work in here. 55 out. Spears it into Dowling. Nice kick. And he marks 48 around from goal. Left half forward.
He started well, Dowling. Got the ball in his hands a couple of times and get his confidence up. He's lost his last one, went out of bounds on the full. It was a long kick from outside 50. And we said it last week, if he kicks one early, he's up and about, Paddy Dowling.
Absolutely. And he's passing this off, and it's not his best kick either. Todd White is there in the back pocket for the Swans. Interesting kick, couple of interesting ones to start for Paddy. So Todd White in front of the cricket nets. Jeez, I've bowled some good balls in there, Kirsch. I tell you, this breeze right up my alley too. Nice ball. It's coming back in from Benson. Wobbling ball over the head of Hughes. Goff for South Barwon. Tackled by Johnston. Not sure how he got rid of that. Johnston will go again at ground level. Lays a strong tackle too. We'll have a ball up directly in front. Good pressure early from the Saints. Still no score on the Geelong Bank scoreboard.
So ball up 35 out from the St Mary's goal. McMullen gets it down. Rove though, South Barwon get it outside defensive 50 again. Cunningham tracks it back. Nick Connors is there as well. He can't pick it up. Cunningham pushes him over. 3-on-2. St Mary's had the numbers. Christian came over to help out but couldn't extract the ball, and Nick Connors gets up. So we'll have a ball up just point of the centre square in between wing and half forward on the outer side. Callett from behind. Christensen got it down, tapped on as well. Ball spills free. Now it comes back towards Sam. Was that over the shoulder? It was. Free kick. It's going to come back. The Swans are going to take the free kick. Just defensive side of centre wing. Richardson goes towards half forward with the kick over the head of Bosley. He tracks it back with Scotty Selwood, who I think might be wearing number 15. He just changes numbers as he likes.
At will.
Scotty just picks up whatever jumper's free. So he was listed as 33. He's wearing 15. And we're going to have a boundary throw in. Left half forward on the outer side for the Swans into attack. And favours the ruck contest for Callett. Got it down to Mulraney. His kick away towards half forward. They've got the numbers though. Kicked inside 50 with towards 40 out from goal. Broughton gets around on the left foot. His kick was smothered though. Falls to the side. Handball came out quickly. Back towards Travellini over the top. And that was Chris Jansen who couldn't take it. Now falls back for South Barwon. Goes inside 50. Garner though, in the last line of defence, will take the mark for St Mary's.
Yeah, switches it wide to this broadcast side. Kicks neat enough. Damien McMahon looks inside. Nice ball too. Finds Harry Ling, who goes quickly to centre half back. Travellini in some space yet again and flicks it to the outer side. It's a lovely penetrating kick. Finds Christensen on the outer side. Takes a bounce. Wobbles one to centre half forward. Not his best. Harry McMahon overran it. Todd White for the Swans. Good composure. Goes short. Finds Geray. Inboard to the captain, Calder, who runs into a ferocious tackle. Strong tackle from Sam Burke, I think, coming up from his defensive post. Lays a very, very nice tackle. Calder slow to get up. We'll have a ball up in the middle of the McDonald Reserve. 7 minutes gone in this first term, thanks to Port Phillip Ferry. Still no score.
So the ball at the back of the pack comes back towards Geray, who had it and lost it. Needs to pick it up. Rayner got one high. Should take a free kick. Right half forward. Keaton Rayner, as we said, back in the team this afternoon. Goes short with the kick. Finds Chalcraft, who wants to get on the left. 55 from goal. Puts it up towards Dowling. Can't take the mark. Offhand, side of the pack, Richardson. Garner puts the tackle on him for St Mary's. The kick off the ground didn't really fall too far. Augurinos, left foot kick towards goal and over the head of a couple of players there, including Dobson, and through for one behind. So Augurinos gets us underway this afternoon. One behind to St Mary's. South Barwon yet to score. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard, Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Yeah, she's a scrappy affair so far. The uncontested ball's pretty low at the minute.
Might stay that way for the rest of the afternoon too, particularly if the kicks continue like that. An absolute sack from White. Still went 55 metres, mind you. Ball still on the outer side, just inside 50 for St Mary's. Cunningham went down low to gather it. Had to be careful not to drag it in, and the umpires paid it.
Wow.
Even though he didn't really have the footy.
He didn't.
But Benson will be the beneficiary. Drives it inside 50. Hughes mops up for the Swans. Takes the intercept mark. Drives it towards Peters. But the breeze just puts the kick off McMahon with the hands to no one in particular. Middleton to Peters. Couple of ex-Bannockburn boys, Jace. In the middle of the ground here. Is very, very scrappy, as Kirsch mentions. And the ball is at ground level, and it will be tossed up just forward of the centre circles for St Mary's.
They're just basic skill errors too, Buzz. Just that handball chain out of defence, and they've turned it over.
Ball up in the middle. Garner Roves had it, lost it. Needs to get it back. 3 South Barwon players around him, and they can't really drag it free either. Now they can. Cunningham's kick was smothered. Selwood across there in the middle of the ground. James also over the top of it. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Birchie Breeze really playing havoc with skills out there at the middle.
Yeah, it certainly is. The flags are just completely straight across that ground, so it's really tricky out there.
From the ruck contest, South Barwon trying to break free. That was Middleton through the middle. He can't take it. And the ball still in dispute. The umpire says holding the ball. Free kick St Mary's. And in the end, the St Mary's player who's actually lying on the ground, Chalcraft, he's going to take the free kick.
He will, right in the middle of the ground too. Directing traffic, not a heap ahead of the footy for him. You expect this to travel a long way with the aid of the breeze. He gets right under it though to about 40 out from home. Driver has to sit and wait. Fisted away from him. Goff tries to fist the ball away at ground level. That's nearly holding the footy or dropping the footy. Not paid against the Saints. Peters comes through with pace. Broughton weaves his way through. Just a left foot grubber along the ground. Numbers with St Mary's though, and we'll have another stoppage on the outer side. 55 around from the St Mary's goal. We've played just over 10 minutes. That's on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. It's St Mary's one behind. South Barwon yet to score.
So ball up. Right half forward for St Mary's. Comes back towards centre wing. Handball, Travellini. Didn't hit a target. Orgarinos. He attacked it. Broke free. A couple of tackles. Got the handball back into Selwood. Wants to try and switch it towards McMahon at half forward. Great kick. Floated it beautifully to Damien McMahon, who was able to run onto it and take the mark. And is 55 from goal. So we've seen a couple of efforts from here already and has struggled with the concept of getting there. So we'll see how Damien McMahon goes. He's probably better on the run, Kirsch, would you suggest?
Well, he is the league's best winger, so...
He's got those nice yellow boots on too as he runs very close to the man on the mark. Doesn't quite hit it well for... Well, he does distance okay.
Right,
the idea was okay, but just accuracy and through for one behind. So they are two behinds now, the Saints. South Barwon yet to score. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
They're having some real issues with their kick-ins, Buzz.
They are. Shepherd overran that one from White, which went over his head. James was good, butted up at ground level, made it look better than what it was. The ball's just inside play on the outer side. That's nearly a dangerous tackle against Shepherd too, who rode his man into the ground. I think it was Joe Maishman over there, but nothing doing from the umpire. Had pinned both arms. We'll have it tossed up. Still 55 around. St Mary's doing all the attacking so far in the opening 10 minutes or so. Callett just puts his fist through it to no advantage though. High footy will just evade Sam Dobson. The ball stays in play. Wriggled forward by Geray, but only as far as Orgarinos, who's been busy early for St Mary's. 65 out, stuck out on the outer side I should say. Goes looking for Dobson. Johnston came late over the back of the pack, but fisted out of play. 40 around from home.
Tell me, Kirsch, they're going to try and bring it this side of the ground at some stage?
Well, you did hear from the coaches pre-game, particularly Keasty said they want to attack this top side, and you saw how better their look at goal is when McMahon had that shot, but it's not happening.
Callett down to James in the ruck contest for South Barwon, then Callett on hands and knees. Oh, gee whiz, Taylor Mulroney comes in like WWE style in the tackle. Doesn't give away a free kick, going to have a ball up. St Mary's 35 out from goal, northern end of the ground. Callett down there doing the ruck work against Harry Ling. So you'd expect Callett. He does. He gets it down. Down to Garner. Gives it away to Chalcraft. Left foot kick towards the top of the square. Dowling! Hamlin, hang up. Put one hand up. We've seen him do that more than once. And Paddy Dowling, who started the game okay, just stuck the mid up and brought the ball down and has taken a Hamlin hanger contender and will shoot for goal from 30 out directly in front.
Well, you know what? We see it that often with him. It's just run-of-the-mill. Shell and peas when he does something spectacular, and he's had a good start apart from his kicking so far this game.
He comes in, only 2 steps, only needs 2 steps, puts it straight through for his first of the afternoon, and the first for St Mary's, Paddy Dowling, and the Saints go to 1-2-8. They lead South Barwon, yet to score. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard and the experts chair thanks to the Sporting Globe. Watch every Cats home and away game at the Sporting Globe Geelong. Here's Matt Kershaw.
Well, that's where St Mary's are at their best, when their forward line is on the move constantly, and you see someone like Dowling just running to that leading channel or that corridor inside forward 50, and it's very dangerous when you've got multiple options, and he took something special from him, but like we said, he does the special that often that it's no longer special. 8-point
lead to the visitors. 13 and a half gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Have a secondary ball up still in the middle of the ground. St Mary's 1-2-8. South Barwon yet to score. Callett been dominant in the ruck early, but hasn't been able to tap it to any great advantage. Geray locked up by Benson and will do it all again. The stoppage count might be broken today. The record, the way this one's going, Callett does win it down to Mulroney this time. His kick was partially smothered. St Mary's with the numbers. Selwood just scrubbers one clear, heads towards the boundary. it will just stay in, so not paid deliberate and run over in the end by South Barwon. So have it tossed in right over on the outer side. St Mary's with an 8-point lead. Early stages, first term.
So I'll throw in Callett and Christensen. Christensen for St Mary's, got it down to the front. South Barwon got the numbers though and get it back to Callett. He goes with the right foot kick towards half forward. Burke got Selwood in support. Oh, he ripped off the football. Umpire said play on. Burke's handball. Caldu tried to get it back towards Richardson. He's over the top with the football. Tried to get it out. The umpire says play on. Now Caldu. Ball spills free. Back towards James. Gives it to Mulroney by hand. He breaks free. Gives it away. Kick around the corner by Noble. And he has missed to the far side and through for one behind. So good passage of play. South Barwon, they get a first score. They are one behind. St Mary's 1-2-8. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard.
Bit of a chance gone begging there because they did chain forward with their handball pretty well inside forward 50 there, but just couldn't get that shot on target. But looked a little bit better, a bit more dangerous going forward.
So to bring it in for St Mary's, even though there's a net behind the goal, the ball still evaded it from that Noble shot. Benson forced to do the punching from behind, did it pretty well. 2 balls on the outer side. Garner does really well. Handball's back, still in possession of St Mary's. Good grab too. Shoalcraft had dropped it, but butted up at ground level. Wriggling clear for South Barwon is Shepherd. Left foot ball is paid, just went the required distance to Peters. We're still on the outer side. South Barwon going to the right of your radio dial. Jake Peters drives it to half forward. There's some good hands from the skipper, Matt Caldo, some of the best in the business. He's kicking not so. That was an absolutely awful kick in these windy conditions. It still might work to Ford at ground level. Has to just scrub one clear. Kicks it to about 30 out. Selwood Scott first there for St Mary's. His hands are good. McMahon just kicks hurriedly, but it works to Jared Garner.
Garner now back, switches play towards Maishman at half back. Joe Maishman is looking to try and switch the ball. He's got not much to kick to, so goes down the line towards centre wing, pierces the ball towards Harry McMahon. He can't take the mark off his hands, and out of bounds on centre wing on the outer side. So Saints 1-2-8. They lead South Barwon 1 behind. We've been playing 17 minutes in this first term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Christensen gets it down to the front. Rove by Peters for South Barwon. Handball on the up to Sammy James. His handball was smothered. Comes back to Mulroney for South Barwon to Shepherd. Too slow. Slung in the tackle. Umpire says holding the ball. He had an hour and a half to get rid of it. Free kick is going to come back to Rayner for St Mary's.
Caden Rayner, long way from home. Fluorescent pink boots too, Kirst. You wouldn't like them.
No.
Long way from him and McMahon just trading fluoro boots. McMullen was up early, couldn't quite hold the mark. Ball at ground level. Peters forced a handball backwards. White running through half back. Nice ball too. Finds Sammy James backward of centre wing for the Swans, who have got to this part of the ground all right so far, but it's been this next kick that has been their issue so far. He hugs the boundary. Ball holds up in the breeze. Fort has a couple to beat and does it. Tallest man in the contest does well. Wheels and kicks quickly. It's a bit of a chaos ball, but it works to Broughton. There's no one really ahead of the footy, so Broughton just kicks from 55. Hopes it carries the journey. McMahon, Damien was there. Gives away the free kick according to the umpire. No, going his way, in fact. And he goes wide to Dowling, who's worked his way up to half-back broadcast side.
Dowling now switches the ball towards centre wing. Chalcraft juggles the mark. Not much to kick to in front. Selwood makes up a lot of ground. Goes in that direction now. He takes the mark, true centre wing. One to play on. Goff holds him up. Thought about the handball as well. Now he goes the kick. Measures the pass to Benson. Handball to Walker-Renos. Runs past through the middle. Goes towards Johnston from behind. Good punch away at the front by Starkey for South Barwon. And that runs away onto the beautifully cricket pitch areas here for Buzz, who just little outswingers. Have you started training yet, Buzz?
We have.
Oh, nice.
Too early.
Look at the height and heat. Way too early. And boundary throw in right forward pocket for St Mary's.
Yeah, tossed in. Plenty of numbers around this, as you would expect. McMullen wins it down for St Mary's. Johnston, bit of a wrecking ball in there as always. Garner sharks it out of the pack. Check side ball. Won't come back enough. In fact, it's missed everything. Out on the full. Score remains 1-2-8 to 1 behind St Mary's way. 19 minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Goff to bring it in for the home side. We might finally get some ball over this broadcast side, Jace.
The attacking side.
Perfect.
And the attacking side. Caldo has to go up against 3. Nearly won it down. Richardson. Caldo won it back. Mulroney now with a inverted spiral to centre wing. Hard one to judge. Burke did it well. Mark's just backward to centre wing.
So Burke now wants to drive it back forward for St Mary's. Goes long in front. McMullen can't take it front and centre. Rayner got his head ripped off. Umpire said play on. Across centre half forward. He goes back and then he gets another one. Please give him a free kick. He does now. He's just about been decapitated twice there, Keaton Rayner. And he takes the free kick. 65 from goals. Dobson gives him a lead. Johnston gave him a lead. He goes in that direction. Dobson has to come from a long way back. Peters in front for South Barwon. Ball spills free. Johnston again with a tackle forward. And Garner in there as well, fighting hard for an umpire. Will come in and ball it up, rugby scrum style. And we're about 35 out from the St Mary's goal. Played 20 minutes first term. Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Daily community services from Port Arlington from only $12.50 per trip. Search for Port Phillip Ferries commute.
Caldo wins it down for the Swans only as far as Johnston, who's tackled by 2. The umpire circles and is going to ping him for holding the footy. Bit unlucky there, Dion Johnston would have thought, Kirsch.
I've given up on that rule, Buzz. I just don't know what it is anymore and how to adjudicate it.
Peters plays on to Starkey, who tumbles one right in front of us thanks to the best seats in the house, thanks to Abco Cafe 24/7. O'Neill sees it over and it'll be tossed in right in front of the K-Rock box. 7-point lead to St Mary's. Beat Loftus and Caldo, the unusual relief ruckman, you'd say. Saw Harry Ling in the ruck too earlier as well, which is equally interesting. Tossed in, little short. Caldo couldn't quite get there. Through the legs of Rayner, the old nutmeg. Hughes, his handball was smothered. We're inside 50 for St Mary's. Loftus did well, got his hands clear to Johnston, who snaps on his left foot to the goal square. Well done by Driver. Pushed McMullen off the footy and he marks in the back pocket.
Handball away. Swans go outside defensive 50. Oh, that's a great mark at the back. That plucked by Duray. Hamlin hanger style goes towards centre wing, but he turns the ball over. Selwood reads it. Augurinos got a hand to it. Needs to get it long. He does inside 50. Big pack there. Couple of South Barwon players up. Driver at the back. He's trying to push it away under the tackle from McMullen. And Buzz's best mate gives it back to the umpire. We'll have a ball up 30 out from the St Mary's goal. Held him up okay here, Kirsch.
They have. They've defended pretty well.
They have. Another opportunity for St Mary's. Falls again though. And the Swans get it out wide. Benson used the body, got the handball away. Damien McMahon close to the boundary line. Harry McMahon for St Mary's back towards Maishman. Gets a kick around the corner, right foot misses and misses everything. And do that a few times today by the looks of it. Out of bounds on the full, South Barwon with the resultant free kick. They are one behind St Mary's. 1-2-8 Geelong Bank K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard.
White brings it in for St Mary's. Bit of a tumbler, but it works. Caldo, strong hands. His second grab for the afternoon goes inboard. Selwood did a good job against Fort there. South Barwon with the numbers at ground level if they can be clean, but they can't. Travellini tumbles one inside 50. Goff v Dobson. Goff did well to get a fist in. Drive it as he take it out. He does right up against the right-hand point post, and it'll be tossed in again where White just kicked the ball 10 seconds ago. 7-point lead. We played 22.5 minutes. The Port Phillip Ferries time clock. First term, the throw-in bypasses the ruckman, goes all the way to the back. Maishman, Benson forced to kick on his non-preferred left. It might work. No, it doesn't. Well done by Mulroney, who came streaming through, goes short and finds Broughton right in front of us.
So Johnny Broughton at right half back for the Swans. Plays on now. Drives it down the line with the kick. Holds up. Selwood across there. Handball out in front of Benson. Traps it and tracks it and goes with a right-hand handball. He gets it away. Now off a step, Maishman towards centre half forward. Two St Mary's players there. Dobson was one of them. Called Harry McMahon out. Has taken the mark. Right half forward. Chips the ball across half forward. Had to be good with the kick. Garner it was. Took the mark inside towards Harry McMahon, who folded up and has taken the mark. So Harry McMahon, who was with Sam Dobson outside 50, kept running, presented on the other side, and will shoot for goal from 35 out. Pretty tough kick though, Kirsch.
Yeah, kicking right into the teeth of that breeze. So he's going to have to kick it almost to the furthest point post, you would suggest, to bring this one back around.
So Harry McMahon, who has been a noted goal kicker this year, has kicked some couple of bags for the Saints. A chance for their second of this first term here at McDonald Reserve. Comes in, Kelly O'Neill stands the mark. He drives it long. That's a great kick. That is a great kick from Harry McMahon. Used the breeze beautifully and tacked it back from the left to right, and he has kicked his first, second for St Mary's. They're 2-2-14. South Barwon 1 behind.
Well, that's his 27th goal for the season. We spoke about him earlier. He's had a really good year. He's a dangerous footballer. He just pops up when he has to. But more importantly, what separates the good teams from the other teams is the work rate off ball, particularly. You mentioned it in the call, Jace, how much hard work he put into his running patterns and he was rewarded by getting the mark and the shot on goal. So good work and well deserved.
13-point buffer then for St Mary's. 25 minutes gone on the ball for the Ferries time clock opening term. Benton with another clearance. Garner high up and under Bond. Had to sit and wait, but he ends up marking just about uncontested as the ball hung up in the breeze. He flicks it wide by hand. Jansen, 65 out. His kick was smothered partially by Hutchison. He keeps going. O'Neill wraps him up. Ball to be won. Chalcraft was stripped of it.
Jeez, that was quick.
Kevin.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, boy.
We're not seeing the grand final umpires, that's for sure.
Oh, whack.
Shawcraft, 65 from home. Goes this near side. Dobson up. Goff did a nice job to fist it away. O'Neill's first there for South Barwon. He tumbles one forward. Fort has a couple to beat. Taps it clear. Spraga's first there, playing in defence today for St Mary's. Ball to be won. Maishman's there with Fort. Couple of hard players going at it there. Richardson there too, but we'll have a ball up right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. It'll be Christensen and Callett to do the ruck duties, Jace.
Kirsch, Jansen just a little bit off match-wise.
Yeah. He's been away.
Yep.
So, as we know, everyone does go away this time of year.
They do. That's the thing to do. Europe in July.
Yeah.
Ball from the ruck contest back towards the middle of the ground. Cunningham gets around on the right foot for South Barwon, goes towards half-forward Bosley from behind. Had to put the tackle on. He legged Burke in the end. Got it away towards Harry Ling. In fact, it was Harry Ling who got it in the middle, and they're running St Mary's. They go inside 50. Geez, they look dangerous when they do this. McMullen out from 55 from goal now, St Mary's. Drive it back in, board. Johnston goes up, takes the mark. Good movement of the ball from St Mary's from one side to the other, through half back, through half forward, and has ended up with Dion Johnston, 40 from goal.
Well, that's how dangerous they are, isn't it? They can just move the ball off the line a little bit, and they tear through any defence because their foot skills are sublime, and they just hit targets all the way through. So it's really hard to defend when you move the ball that quick.
So Dion Johnston has had some injury concerns this year as well, but back in the team. Comes in, 40 out, high kick, very high kick. Close to goal, but has missed through for 1 behind. So they go to 2-3-15 now. St Mary's lead South Barwon 1 behind. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
It's been all St Mary's in terms of time in forward half, really, this opening term, as White drives one to the outer side. Duray takes the mark. He goes inboard to Sam James. Still in their defensive half as the siren goes. A goalless opening quarter, for the home side. St Mary's with the early jump, 2-3-15. They lead to South Barwon, just 1 behind at quarter time.
Goals to Paddy Dowling and Harry McMahon in that first term for St Mary's gives them a 14-point lead at the first change. And So he, don't forget Benny Cass, Tom King, Emma Carney and Tim Bolsh going to join us for K-Rock football from Marvel, Geelong and St Kilda. Following this game here at McDonald Reserve, big doubleheader on K-Rock football. Just about ready for the start of the second term here. Potholes just smacked me in the back of the head, so that's always good. I think that's a term of endearment in the box.
It looks like they've gone with their full tours again down forward, so they're going to stick with this 4-2 setup down there.
All right, we'll get some more Wombat Galley Plant Farm matchups from Kirsch as we start the second quarter, and it's thanks to Harvey Norman, and the first voice you hear will be that of Josh Conway.
Tossed up to start the second term. Cullett won it down for the Swans against Christensen. Duray comes off the line and tumbles one forward to about 60 out from the South Barwon goal. Fort had to try and go one-handed, was being held, no free kick. Cunningham rubs Travellini up. Connors was clean, as was Benson. Now just tumbled forward, not very cleanly by Orgarinos, but it still travels a good 40 metres to about 65 around from the St Mary's goal. Rayner's there circling, as is Harry McMahon. He was pushed over by Goff, no free kick, according to the umpire, and Duray happy to see it over again. That St Mary's pressure, as Glenn Keys spoke about at the quarter-time break, already on show in the opening minute of this second term, which has St Mary's leading by 14 points, Jace.
Yeah, we'll get some more matchups for Wombat Gully as well. Kirsch, anything different around the stoppage?
No change at this stage.
So throw in, outer side, Callett, Christensen. Neither really get a hand to it. Falls to the front. Duray tries to pick it up for South Barwon. Wrapped up by Maishman straight away. The umpire will come in and ball it up on centre wing on the outer side. So,
the only noticeable one is Todd White sort of now going to Dowling direct.
Yep, so forward for St Mary's there. With Todd White playing back for South Barwon. Ball, Orgarino's got it to Garner for St Mary's across centre wing. He's going to drive it long to the Clairvaux end of McDonald Reserve. Goes towards McMullen, but a great mark in front. And that mark has been taken by Hutchinson for South Barwon. So played in front, wants to switch the play. The opposite side back pocket. Starkey had made some space for himself and taken the mark. He chips the ball to Mulraney just in front of his opposite number 3, Doug Bond. He's going to drive it towards the middle of the ground. Dangerous. Dowling gets back there, tapped on, cross the centre wing position. Now Garner for St Mary's goes long, looking for Harry McMahon. Read it the better, couldn't take the mark. It ran away from he and Jack Driver, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for St Mary's. They lead 2-3-15. Early stages of the second term, South Barwon 1 behind Harvey Norman. K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Be tossed in. St Mary's doing the attacking once again early in this second term. Tossed in. Be Callett and McMullen. McMullen had front position. McMahon keeps it in. Oh, geez, it was bumped off the footy. Oh, with the footy, I should say, by Hutchison, but umpire said it wasn't high. It'll be thrown up or tossed in even just around from the behind post. 5 metres or so around from goal for St Mary's. 14-point lead to them early in this second term. Callett and McMahon again. Callett front position this time. James tries to drive his way through. Got rid of the ball. Not sure how though, Kirsch.
No.
Ball's at ground level. Bit of a scrum. Rayner's there in those pink boots. He can't miss him. Callett goes to work for the Swans. Can't get a boot to it. Comes clear. Hughes now handballs indiscreetly. Falls down at Damien McMahon. Clean hands. Maishman. Snapping ball was smothered. Still falls clear. And a goal. They make it work. Maishman followed up. Had his initial kick smothered, but then butted up at ground level. He kicks a goal. St Mary's third of the afternoon, 3-3-21. They got a mini break on the Swans, who are 1 behind. That's on the K-Rock second quarter Harvey Norman scoreboard.
And that's what Keasty spoke about pre-game about Joey Maishman. Obviously, I've known him for a long time and coached him at VFL level, and he's sitting on 98 VFL games. Would you credit that? Just give him 2, wouldn't you?
He might go back there one day.
He might, just to finish it off. But that's his work rate, Joey Maishman. He's so elite in these running patterns, and he gets forward and he's very dangerous.
So back to the middle. Good start in the second term for the visitors. 20-point margin. Umpire throws the ball in the air for Christensen and Callett. Christensen gets it down, tried to tap it onto Benson. He's wrapped up. Kelly O'Neill standing right next to him. Umpire says play on, falls into the arms of Christensen, goes deep forward with the kick over the back. Hutchinson coming out Dowling for St Mary's, falls in the arms of Dobson. Left foot kick around the corner. Johnston got a hand to it, couldn't take it. Starkey get wrapped up in the tackle, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. Only about 30 out from the St Mary's goal. A bit of a stop-start there in the middle. Christensen just handed the football in the end and was able to push it deep forward. Callett knocked away by Harry McMahon for St Mary's. Wide. O'Neill for South Barwon around the corner. Garner, though, who again is playing a nice little game here. Now on left half forward, he's going to drive it long back in towards the pocket. South Barwon with the numbers off hands, tapped over the boundary line in the end, and it will be a boundary throw in left forward pocket for St Mary's.
Garner's like Pendlebury, isn't he? He just always seems to be in the right place at the right time, got all the time in the world. The game can be at a frenetic pace, but he always just seems to find time and space.
Yep, been a fine player for a very long time, Jared Garner. Deep in St Mary's, attacking 50 here. Callett wins it down for the Swans through the hands of James. Hughes has time to snap hurriedly. Jarray feigned the handball and then just kicks to the middle of the ground. Ling has position A for St Mary's and he marks in the heart of McDonald reserve for St Mary's. Just assessing his options. In no hurry, just drives it deep inside 50. Good grab in defence by Wider. Had a little hobble when he landed, but seems to be okay. He's fine to take his kick at centre half back for the Swans, who trail by 20 points. 6 minutes gone. Second term. He runs towards the outer side and kicks it that way too, looking for Ford, who has 2 or 3 to beat in the air. Couldn't. Burke is first there for St Mary's. Loops a handball. Travellini shows his agility. His kick was smothered though as he tried to go inboard. Still has time to butter up and drives it to 60 out. But again, that man, Todd White, marks at half back.
Wants to switch the play. Goes to the middle, dangerous, but okay if it comes off to O'Neill. Can pick it up and run away at half forward. Short little kick was terrible. Travellini gets across there. He gets slung off the football. Umpire says play on. Bucket if I know why. Ball comes out. Should have got a free kick. Might get another one. Umpire says play on. Now they'll break free. No, they won't. Comes towards Algarinos. Rayner in there. Oh!
Has to pay that, doesn't he?
Decapitated for a third time today, Keith Rayner. And he will take the free kick at the back end of the centre square. And he's going to have to check his neck tonight. Rayner goes towards Garner, who takes it at half back. Thought about the short kick to David Iman. He goes short and finds Harry Benson.
Benson chips it over the top to Dowling, who started this contest very well with an early goal. He's just backward of centre wing. Bosley came at him late, didn't really affect the kick, but Driver was still there and takes the mark at half back. Broadcast side for South Barwon, not a heap ahead of him, so just has to kick high, but it's not a good one. Straight into the hands of Ling. Burke could have marked it if he wanted to for St Mary's. His kick's not great though. Loops over the head of Selwood in the breeze. Noble first there for the Swans. Loops it to Middleton. 70 out, just wobbles one towards Fort. The bounce doesn't sit for him either. Sprague's first there. Fort did well. Used his body. Geez, that barely hit his foot, Kirsch. Still went forward by a couple of metres. Nearly took a complete air swing. Fraser Fort. Jarray. South Barwon still have the footy. Looks for Caldo. Has McMahon to beat. Caldo up early with a Hamlin hanger. That was a good grab. That was a tough one to judge. And the skipper took it well. He's 20 around tight angle.
I tell you what, Buzz, that was extremely hard work to get a ball to the top of the square. Oh, there was so many missed kicks, mistakes, and inside-out barrels. Yeah, making tough work of it at the moment, South Barwon, with their ball movement.
This is undoubtedly their best look at goal so far from a set shot at least. Matt Caldo. Tough angle, will kick from around 30 out. Right forward pocket, the South Barwon skipper has got it. They're on the board, the Swans. 1-1-7, they trail St Mary's 3-3-21, 8.5 minutes gone. That's all thanks to the second quarter K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard.
We don't have the luxury, obviously, Buzz, of scores from turnovers, but it's going to be that sort of day today, and I guess you got to make the most of your opportunities, and they did with that turnover in the middle of the ground from St Mary's. But like we mentioned, hard work, tough work, but Caldo, take nothing away from that mark. It was an extremely difficult mark in these conditions.
St Joey's 24, Colac 17. Going okay. St Joey's down there.
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. St Albans 20, Leopold 28. Hello. There's always a twist and a turn at the end of the season, Kirsch. You know that.
Indeed there is.
Back to the middle. First goal for the Swans. They're on the board. cut the margin back to 14. Callett gets it down in the middle as well. They get it free South Barwon towards half forward. Kick off the ground back towards centre wing. And Damien McMahon met by Hughes for South Barwon. Comes back. Richardson's handball was terrible. Off a step was Christensen, but only as far as Goff. He goes across the ground to Jake Peters, who takes the mark, draws a play and handballs over the top. Running free, driver, goes towards half forward, better ball movement. Bosley on a long lead, takes the mark in front of Loftus, drives it back inboard towards Ford, who goes in the middle, can't take the mark. Caldu's handball was great. Kick off the ground, goes towards the goal square. St Mary's with the numbers, kick around the corner. Whoa, wow. And was that
Carmody, I think.
Carmody? Yeah, it was Carmody with one behind. Sees it across the face of goal. So all of a sudden, South Barwon come to life up forward, 1-2-8. St Mary's 3-3-21. Harvey Norman, K-Rock's second quarter scoreboard.
Must be said, Kirsch, both sides look better when they get it on that open side.
Yep.
Travellini's ball from the kick-in goes over the head of Jansen, who probably just misjudged the flight of the ball ever so slightly, and it's out of bounds just about on the paint of 50 on the outer side. South Barwon's attacking half. Be tossed in a score reading 1-2-8 to St Mary's 3-3-21 as the ball was finally retrieved. Umpire will toss it in on the paint. Front position, Christensen won it down for St Mary's. Mulroney though first there for South Barwon. Feigned it back inside 50 from Starkey, not great. Mark taken out in the full. In fact, Selwood takes the kick. He goes short to Garner, who's had plenty of the footy early, Jace.
He has. He's got it again. Inside defensive 50. Was going to swing it back across the goal. He elects, though, to go down the line. Long kick, very wide. Good mark, Dobson. I think he was in the car park. He was. And Rowan Goff will take the resultant free kick. He nearly shook hands with the person sitting in the back of their car over there.
We've seen some
yes,
ball outside boundary lines of plate, so
yes.
I'll let you play to the whistle, Jace.
Goff goes up, free kick, push, said the umpire. Fraser Fort to take it. The mark was taken by Sprague, but Fraser Fort's got it. 55 from goal, South Barwon. He swings it inboard, looks for Caldu in front. Was Burke, couldn't take it. Tackle comes on, again across the front. Richardson, kick around the corner. Bosley can't take the mark. Off hands through for one behind to the home side. And they go to 1-3-9. They trail St Mary's 3-3-21. Harvey Norman, K-Rock's second quarter scoreboard.
Coach, the breeze just slightly favouring this end at the moment.
It appears, I don't know, it's hard to see with the flags from here, but you'd say that this is the scoring end.
Travellini drives it a good 60 metres. A lovely kick too to Doug Bond. Just inside the centre square. Gives it off quickly. They drive it forward. Shoalcraft to half forward. Good tackle by Goff. Still got a boot clear. Did that go out in the full all the way?
Yep.
It did. Peters takes it quickly, goes in his left foot. It's nice too. That was his non-preferred, but found the chest of Jackson Carmody. Long way from home. He drives it inside 50. A spearing ball. Bosley took the mark. The hands were clean. He plays on quickly. Just an inverted spiral and works. Falls into the lap of his captain, Matt Caldo, who has a chance for 2 in a row.
Well, I'll tell you what, what we've seen in this game so far with the skills by foot has been fairly ordinary, but that was 3 of the better ball movement we've seen today. The way they've got that ball going forward and hit some targets. Good hands by Bosley. That was coming in like a rocket.
Bullet, wasn't it? So Caldo from 30 outs has got it.
He's happy.
His second, South Barwon second, 2-3-15. Cutting the margin back, St Mary's 3-3-21. That's on the second quarter. K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all your best big brands at Geelong's best prices.
I guess that's the difference between South Barwon in the first quarter to South Barwon in the second quarter is the way the ball's getting into their forward half. First quarter, we mentioned in the review that it was a little bit sloppy and just, the kicks weren't with any purpose, whereas now they're actually hitting targets and they're moving the ball a lot better. So giving their forwards a chance to take some marks and get the ball on and have some shots on goal.
Back to the middle, Loftus in the ruck for St Mary's. Callett got it down. James couldn't take it with him. Callett does his own roving work. He can't pick it up. Chalcraft smacks it forward, gains about 20 metres. Harry McMahon takes the tackle. Sam James wraps him up WWE style. And we will have a secondary bounce in the middle. 6 points of difference now. Caldu with a couple for the Swans. Callett. Loftus can't take the ball. Spills free. Callett wrapped up by Johnston. Handball for the Swans backwards. Harry McMahon over the top of it, tried to tap it towards Garner, had to put the tackle on in the end. The umpire's going to pay holding the ball here, and he's saying Sam James had it for an hour, and he's not too happy with it. He's not too happy with Jared Garner, who wants to try and play on. He falls over. Bit of calamity capers on the outer side, and Garner will take it once he gets up for the free kick.
Brought his own footy so far. Handball over the top. McMahon, Damien, deep inside 50, hangs up in the breeze. McMullen, terrific grab, read it best in front of Todd White. And the big Saint, who's playing forward today, away from his usual defensive post, takes the mark 30 around from goal.
Yeah, we thought it was an interesting move that he's gone forward, given the height of the South Barwon forwards, but we know McMullen can do it at both ends, and it gives Dobson that extra chop out with a marking target.
To kick this one pretty firmly, you would suspect, if that breeze is indeed favouring the South Barwon attacking end this quarter. He'll have to kick for about 35 or so. Trent McMullen, left half forward, just to the near side, through for a minor score for Trent McMullen, his first score of the afternoon. St Mary's 3-4-22, South Barwon 2-3-15.
So Todd White from full back short. They go around the boundary line, South Barwon, very wide. In fact, way too wide and out of bounds on the full. So free kick going to go to St Mary's, and they go short to Doug Bond. It came from Harry McMahon, and Bond has taken the mark. He wants to go short, just the required distance to Harry Benson. Get the tape measure out, I think. And the Matheson medalist will shoot for goal from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
That was his 7th out on the full today, Jace. You know I like that stat.
You love that stat.
Well, it might be 30 at North Shore today.
I was going to say, of all days, you'll be able to take plenty of stats on that today, I suspect.
Correct.
So Harry Benson to stabilise the visitors after a couple of quick goals for the Swans. He comes in, right foot kick.
That's a great
Breeze
kick.
Brings it back beautifully, and he has put it through for his first of the afternoon, and the fourth for St Mary's. They go to 4-4, 28, and they lead South Barwon, who are 2-3-15, and that is on the Harvey Norman K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
He's just a beautiful beast to watch, isn't he? Everything he does, he's a contested beast. He's an uncontested elite runner. He's just got every attribute known to mankind, this Benson boy. He's fantastic.
And can kick a ball.
Oh, that was a beautiful kick of the conditions. He had that wind coming on his right shoulder and just glided it through.
Christensen was up early in the ruck for St Mary's, giving them an advantage. Here's Kirsch's boy, Benson, who's put the moz on him because he was wrapped up in a strong tackle. Always happens. McMahon there at ground level, just lost it. Jarray got his hands clear. Fort comes charging through, lost possession of the footy. Big pack of players there. That was Benson going to work again. Lost the footy. Jarray tumbles it inside 50 and works. Falls into the lap of Jackson Carmody, who's about 45 around at right half forward. Thought about passing it off, but
he did.
Is now going back and will shoot them up for the quick response for the home side.
Well, tough kick, but we saw Harry McMahon kick one from a similar spot in the first quarter. He's just got to use that breeze from
Where's he got to aim, Kirsch?
the far point post. I would suggest in between the far point post and the goal post, and you just bring it back nicely.
Jackson Carmody kicking to the left of your radio dial.
Oh,
On the runway. That nearly missed his boot too. That's extraordinary. Stays in play. Cunningham wriggles his way clear. Skinny through for a minor score.
Some of these players need one of those balls where you got to put your hands on it. You know,
the Mark Williams ones.
Mark Williams balls.
I don't think the runway needs to be that long today, does it? Really?
It doesn't.
It's just like running from Reynolds Road.
It doesn't.
And nearly missed it, Jason.
He did. Travellini. So 2-4-16 South Barwon, 4-4-28 St Mary's. Travellini with the ball at full back for St Mary's. Plays on, takes a bounce, comes to the back pocket, comes to the best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Wants Doug Bond to mark it. He's not going to. Orgarinos, can he grab it? He can trap it. He's got a bit of time. Goes with a kick which was touched. Benson at centre wing. Garner over the top of it. Breaks free. Handball to nobody in particular. Bond wrapped up, coming with some pressure. Orgarinos' handball. Speculative at best. Goes back towards the middle and towards centre wing. Wide off a step for South Barwon. Inside Sprague. defensively inside defensive 50, takes the mark, chips it to Travellini, wants to play on, gives it to Scotty Selwood, who runs past, goes to the outer side centre wing. This is where they're at their best. He goes out wide towards Christensen.
He does, has some space to kick inside 50. Kick was just a bit strong over the head of Harry McMahon. Johnston there, though. His handball partially smothered by Fort, who's worked his way into defence. Hutchison drives it out wide. Good kick too. Backward to centre wing, finds Carmody, who loops on over the top. Geray now takes a bounce, nearly lost the footy, but runs to 65, goes inside 50 on the stretch. Noble, terrific mark. Judged it well and marked over the back of Nick Connors, and he'll have a shot from 30 around.
Make no mistake about that mark. It was a really well-judged mark, but he used his body well too. So he had to use his body. The timing had to be everything, and with the way the wind was going, it nearly blew out of his sort of marking area. So that was a really good mark.
One behind to Lockie Noble's name so far this afternoon.
Now, again, that runway, he's a mile away there, Kirsch.
Yep. Let's hope he can hit his foot with it.
Lockie Noble. Right half forward, 35 out from goal. Looks to bring it back with the breeze, but hung it out too wide to start. Through for a minor score. South Barwon 2-5-17, trailing St Mary's 4-4-28 on the K-Rock second quarter. Harvey Norman scoreboard.
So Travellini with the kicking in duties for St Mary's again. He came broadcast side before. This time he goes into the back pocket. Short little kick. Finds Jansen, who goes over the top with a short little kick. Richardson came in. Jansen had to follow it up. Spills free. Sprague's handball. Missed the target. Cunningham over the top of it. Wrapped up straight away by Nick Connors. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Still inside forward 54. South Barwon. Northern end of the ground. Fort in the ruck now. Gets it down towards Cunningham. Fresh air shot through the middle. Handball came back towards O'Neill. He got it away to Mulroney off a step. High kick up the shot tower. Loftus did well. Hamlin Hanger kept his eye on the footy and took the mark under duress and goes wide with the kick, looking for Damien McMahon. He's got two on him over the back of Jake Peters. Jack Driver's there as well. Goes over the top to Kelly O'Neill. Gets around Rayner. No, he doesn't. Holding the ball. Umpire said play on. Ball was partly smothered. Goes towards the boundary line and it will be out of bounds. About 35 around from the South Barwon goal.
Come on.
What more can you do?
This is GFL football.
Kelly O'Neill getting up.
And he's sore too.
A bit sore, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Injury updates thanks to St John of God. We put you first. We're going to go up to Jane Birch in a minute, who's in the coach's box with Neildy. Ball spills free. Richardson wrapped up. Handball was chopped off. Cunningham through. Ford off a step. Left foot kick. Top of the square. 2-on-1. St Mary's have got the two. They couldn't take it though. Ball spills free. Bosley round the corner. Goal. So Andrew Bosley has kicked the goal, his first of the afternoon and the third for South Barwon. They've had plenty of looks in the last 5 or so minutes. They go to 3-5-23. They trail St Mary's 4-4-28. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard.
And that's what makes Bosley such a hard matchup, because he hasn't taken the mark inside forward 50 yet today. Neither has Dobson, by the way. But if the ball is on the ground, he's so mobile that he's dangerous. He can just get a shot on goal from a loose ball get, and that's what that was there. So you've always got to be on your game with him, and he just found a little bit of space.
Birchie?
Yeah, boys, I might just take the opportunity to quickly grab Mark. A big shift in the game this quarter. Obviously just didn't have the ball in the hands enough in that first quarter, but using the ball a lot better and getting those inside forward 50 looks.
Yeah, Birchie, absolutely. St Mary's a very good side. They got some great on-ballers, and we just felt early on maybe we were touching it first. We might have been overawed by who we were playing against, but I think the boys have fought their way back in, and it's a good contest. I think there's some good performances out there by both teams. Good players out there. We're happy with the way the game looks at the moment, and we'll see how we go.
Thanks, Neil. Game on.
Thanks, Jane Birch. Thanks to Mark Neal there as well in the coach's box for South Barwon. Ball now through the middle for St Mary's to Dowling, who gets a left foot kick inside 50 towards Bond, who took the mark and thought about playing on for about 0.3 of a second when he thought he could get through the tackle, but he couldn't. So he just holds up and he's going to shoot for goal from 45 out directly in front.
Saw him kick a nice goal last week. He's a good kick,
actually.
Good kicker of the ball.
Yep.
He has a good action.
Not much of him,
no,
but
he's light.
He certainly has a good leg. And this too takes St Mary's back out And he goes, and just as we say that, he gets a distance.
He was always missing that. As soon as you said,
yep.
Centre Kirsch.
Never, ever kicking it.
Always. 3 for 1 behind for St Mary's. 4-5-29. They lead South Barwon 3-5-23. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all your big brands at Geelong's best prices.
South Barwon designated kick innerer. Not sure that's the correct term, but you know what I mean. Todd White drives it to the middle of the ground. Ling, though, at ground level for St Mary's, kicks across the centre circles, finds Damien McMahon, kicks to half forward in front of the pavilion. That's a lovely penetrating kick, which is what he does best, and finds Paddy Dowling, who shows the umpire where the mark is.
Umpire Dowling. And he'll have shot at goal, left half forward. He'll probably kick from the paint of 50 by the time he makes contact.
He's come back a long way as well.
As Chase is onto that, and since he's pointed out, can't stop noticing it. Dowling, 1 goal to his name already this afternoon. Winds up. It's just drifting to the outer side. Might not quite make it, in fact, and didn't make the journey. Driver takes the mark just on the lines. He'll take the kick now, just grabs 5 metres or so off the mark. Fort, just a clever fist forward, gains about 15 metres or so for his side. Connors is first there for St Mary's, has a couple of beats, so he just drags it in, has to be careful. Did get it out in time. Travellini found a way through when there didn't seem to be one. Handball's just in hope, really. More to touch than anything, and goes out of play on centre wing, outer side. We've played 25 and a half minutes. That's on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Daily commuter services from Port Arlington from only $12.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferries commute.
So the ball left half forward for St Mary's. Callett back on the ground in the ruck against Christensen. Falls to the front. The tackle for Chalcraft is okay. And not going anywhere there was Middleton for South Barwon. Ruck contest again. Callett tried to take it out of the ruck and did. Handball was slick to Broughton. Got free. Got a little handball away to Mulraney. His kick long and to over the head of Selwood. He got a hand to it in the end against Noble. They've had a great clash this afternoon. Selwood sees it over the boundary line. And we will have a throw in right half forward. South Barwon into attack. They're 3-5-23. They trail St Mary's 4-5-29. Callett's worked his way down. Ruck contest style. Up against Christensen.
Size boy, isn't he, Callett?
He is.
Lump.
Absolutely.
Did his ankle the last game
He did, that's
watched.
right. He did.
Against St Mary's, I think it was too.
And the boundary umpire might have a bit more work to do. Pretty tough over that side this afternoon, as we said. And just coming a bit further, I think. They're standing a long way back there, actually.
They are.
Watched a bit of AFL football, I think, these blokes. Boundary throw in for Christensen in front. Garner couldn't take it. Broughton can. Kick around the corner only as far as Ling was in the right place, right time. Will take the kick for St Mary's.
Been good. Harry Ling goes short. Chalcraft thought about the handball, but decided to go back over his mark. Cade Chalcraft, 3 VFL games so far this year for the Cats. Goes short to Dowling, still at half back. Has some room to move off the mark, so takes a bounce, Paddy Dowling, and drives it to the wing. Starkey got a hand in just. Johnston over St Mary's, loops on over the top. Good use by hand. Jansen goes short, finds Harry McMahon, who thought about the handball. Now works inside, kicks inside, 50. Not a good one. Chopped off by Giray for South Barwon, who goes short over the top and finds Sam James.
So James back into the centre square, goes into the centre square for Fort. Good kick.
It floated.
He goes with a right foot kick. Outboard's okay. Will it sit for Driver? Oh, he gets absolutely whacked by Harry Ling. And Scott Selwood comes over just to finish it off as well. And Jack might need a cuddle from Buzz tonight.
Oh, the umpire's helped him up.
And the umpire helped him up. Well done, Jack.
Don't see that often.
There you go. There's a fine for the umpire from Jack, probably, for helping him up. Ball goes up. Fort gets it down. Richardson through the middle. He gets ripped off the football. Connor's handball out towards Orgarinos. He does just keep it in. He gets it over the top. Oh, dangerous. And a good mark in the end. Paddy Dowling against Driver, and he's going to take it from left half back.
He will, just assessing his options. Paddy Dowling nearing the halftime siren. He goes short. Good hands by Orgarinos. He's been good in the engine room so far for the Saints. Kirsch probably take all the credit when he plays well, and when he doesn't, just himself. That's right. Just forward to the centre wing. On the half-time siren, a good contest as Mark Neal told Birchie up in the box. It's St Mary's 4-5-29, leading South Barwon at 3-5-23 at the main break. Goal kickers, Jace.
Yes, there's 2 to Matt Caldu and 1 to Andrew Bosley. 3 goals for South Barwon so far, all in that second term. And singles to St Mary's, so Harry Benson, Joe Maishman, Paddy Dowling and Harry McMahon. So a goal the difference at half-time. I think Birchie's going to go out and see if she can grab a player. We're into half-time thanks to Garmy Chicken and Beer. Give me Garmy Warm Ponds Chicken and Beer that's unmissable. Gee whiz, we had some Garmy before the start of the game. Wow. That was fantastic. Now, where's Birchie going to go? She's heading out to the middle. I think she's going to try and get a player before they all run away. They're all marshalling pretty quickly. I think she's going to try and get the great man, I think. Is she? Oh, I thought she was motioning towards Jack Driver. Who's she going to get? She's looking for Scotty Selwood, and she's got him now. Here is Scott Selwood with Birchie.
Well, Scotty, a sort of tale of 2 quarters there where you're pretty dominant in the first quarter and they've obviously hit back hard, which you would expect fighting for their final spot.
Yeah, I thought they were brilliant in that quarter. I mean, I thought we were really good in the first, and then their ability to try and get the ball in and put us backs under the pump, and we just didn't quite get our body positioning right out back, so they had a few shots, but we get a bit more organised behind
to local trade.
Not at Benny Cass's just yet there.
.com.au for details.
Credit eligibility criteria, terms and conditions, fees and charges apply. Comparison rate 6.72% per annum. Australian credit licence 244351. Offer may be withdrawn at any time.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Indiscreetly falls down at Damien McMahon. Clean hands. Maishman, snapping ball was smothered. Still falls clear and a goal. They make it work. Maishman followed up, had his initial kick smothered, but then butted up at ground level. He kicks a goal.
Yes, Joe Maishman, one of 4 St Mary's goals in that first half. They're 4-5-29. They lead South Barwon 3-5-23. See Nick Stevens walking past us for St Mary's, who was a late out today, playing for North Melbourne in the VFL. Caden Rayner coming in for him. Scotty Selwood's going to start on the bench as we see him coming off the ground. The amount of coloured boots these days, Kirsch.
Where's the old school? Just black, white, just black.
What did you use? Did you run with the white?
I was a Puma King man.
You're just black ones your whole
just
career?
Black and white, yeah. I was just a simple man.
Still a simple man.
Don't know. I think they kick straight at the black and white ones.
How many goals did you kick in your career? You'll know straight away. Come on.
I actually don't
come
know.
on, Kirsch. Of course you do.
What's a ballpark?
I'll have to go to Google.
I'll have to go to Google. I have a listen to him.
I don't know.
Just about ready for the start of the third term here. APCO Cafe 24/7 third term. Asking all the kids to get off the ground. Pretty big crowd here today, this afternoon as well. At South Barwon, plenty in the rooms. Buzz, when you went up there?
There was. They got the swan drop tonight. That's all they've got. All those the ducks lined up.
Nice, very good. Start of the third term here at McDonald Reserve. Here's Josh Conway.
Callett and Christensen in the ruck to start. It's Garner with the first clearance for St Mary's. Good hands. Harry McMahon in front of Hughes. He goes across the centre circles back to Garner. He has Travellini running past him, who spears one to centre half forward. McMahon just got Johnson out of the way. His own teammate drives it inside 50. Not his best kick, and Driver going back takes the intercept mark. Back pocket just loops on over the top. Had to be good and was to Todd White. Deep in his defensive half. Right back pocket for the Swans. He goes short again. Over the top. Finds Shepherd, in fact, who goes to centre half back. Good hands by Kelly O'Neill, who drives it to the broadcast side and finds Jake Peters.
Peters now off a step towards half forward with the kick. It's a good kick, and it was well weighted for Broughton, who wants people to move up forward. He hasn't got much to kick to. He plays on now. Drives it inside 50. Caldo comes out, Hamlin hanger. And he got pushed a bit by Burke, straight into Jared Garner as well. But Matty Caldo, who's kicked 2, this to even the game up, early stages, third term. He has been a presence up there, Kirsch, hasn't he?
He has. He's the one. And see the way they've transferred that ball from their back half on the top side here, the attacking side. They can move the ball a little bit easier because you're not exposed to the elements, and they were precise with their ball movement then.
So Matty Kilder, who's kicked 2 this afternoon already, comes in 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. We saw Harry Benson kick one from there in the second term. He has just kept it a bit skinny, and through for 1 behind 2-1. His personal tally this afternoon. And they go to 3-6-24 South Barwon St Mary's 4-5-29 APCO Cafe 24/7 K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Travellini kicking in duties for St Mary's. Garner again. He's had a lot of the footy. We'll see the stats on Monday. Suspect he'll be pushing into the 30s. Caldo, that man again with the late spoil, but infringed Loftus, who's at half back. Takes the free kick right in front of the good crowd that Jace mentions in front of the pavilion. Kick floats a long way into the chest of Rowan Goff for South Barwon. On the centre wing, broadcast side, South Barwon kicking to the right of your radio dial. His short ball is good to Kelly O'Neill. Still a long way from home, just forward to the centre circles. Kicks to half forward over the head of Fort into the hands of Nick Connors. So Connors
Deep from defence towards centre wing. Dowling with the sit, comes in, can't take it. His second effort was all right and he broke free. Wheeled around on the left, goes towards the lead of Dobson. Great kick, just held it up in the breeze beautifully.
Yep.
And Dobson took the mark, got it away by hand to Garner. He chips the ball over the top to McMullen. 55 out, Maishman running for him. He says, give me the football. He doesn't. He goes further afield looking for Johnston over his head though. Needs to run back. He's got Driver against him and White also. White can run away, get the handball free. Defensively, gets it back as well, the 1-2. Outside defensive 50, goes towards centre wing. Piercing ball, finds Fraser Fort.
Fort goes in board. Not sure how that got there to Richardson, but it did. Wasn't his greatest kick, but still effective. Richardson backward to the centre circles. Good kick. White kept running. He's been good for South Barwon. Provided some drive from the back half. Todd White, he goes short. Good fist by Christensen, made a contest. Still falls to ground level. White again. Plenty of possessions in a short space of time. Smother from Sprague, I think it was. Nearly came off his head.
Yeah. From
Fraser Fort, and it rebounded a long way out of play on the outer side, just forward of centre wing for South Barwon, who trail 3-6-24 to St Mary's 4-5-29. That's on the K-Rock third quarter APCO Cafe 24/7 scoreboard.
Boundary throw in. Callett just leaves it for Mulroney. Runs past Hughes. Gets it inside 50. Comes across. Broughton used the body. Went around. Left foot kick. Goes with a goal. And has kicked the Lambie's Tavern goal of the day of the afternoon. Fantastic. By Johnny Broughton. Just brought the ball back. Brought it around past Connors. Got on his left. And has given the home side the lead. 4-6-30. South Barwon St Mary's 4-5-29, APCO Cafe 24/7 K-Rock. Third quarter scoreboard and injury update thanks to St John of God. We see Dion Johnston going off with, I think, looks like a leg injury, Birchie. Get to Jane Birch shortly. We see Dion Johnston getting down to...
He's in a bit of pain, isn't he?
Yeah, looks like a leg injury, so we'll keep an eye on that injury update thanks to St John of God. We put you first.
South Barwon in the lead for the first time today. By a point, they win the clearance too. Callett and Mulroney just scrub it to centre half forward. Callett goes again at ground level. He has 3 to beat, won't be doing that. And it will be tossed up. So just a little surge. Last 20 minutes or so of game time have been largely South Barwon's. Early stages of this third term, of course. We'll have another stoppage at half forward for the home side. Kicking to the right of your radio dial if you're listening here or in your car or wherever you are. Mulroney found a way through. O'Neill been busy to start this third term. High ball. Good grab. Harry Ling, who's always solid in defence for the visitors. He kicks across goal. Neat enough to Damien McMahon. Left knee, heavily strapped. Bright yellow boots too for Damo. He goes short. Travellini, plenty of it for him. He's marked the ball in front of it. Good crowd on the near broadcast side. Jesse Travellini always finds plenty of the footy. He plays on, drives it to this near broadcast side. Goff at the back takes a good contested mark for the home side.
He's been good today, Goff.
He has, and he goes wide and finds Cunningham right on the boundary line. On centre wing. Going to drive it right foot along the line towards centre half forward. Big pack there. No mark. Taken. Oh, geez, Nelly. Comes towards Carmody. Goes with the outside of the right foot. Lambie's Tavern.
No way.
Goal of the day.
No way.
Jackson Carmody goes with the outside of the right foot. Was running towards the left forward pocket. Wheeled it back around and has kicked the goal. His first of the afternoon, and the Swans 2 in a couple of minutes, and they go to 5-6-36. They lead St Mary's 4-5-29. APCO Cafe, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, that defied a little bit of logic the way he kicked that, because he right foot bananaed it. It floated back, obviously, with the breeze, and just made it over the line by a couple of centimetres. But that's all it needs to do, Buzz. You don't need to kick it into the trees. It just needs to get over that white line, and that's what he did. It was a fantastic goal.
Yeah, very, very important one too. South Barwon with 2 in a row. Now the little buffer, but Ogarinos and St Mary's with the resulting clearance got inside 50, but White was there. Handball to Driver, who was tackled as he went to kick. Starkey has to be clean at ground level and beat a couple. Chalcraft is fighting for it with him. And we'll have a ball up despite the cause of holding the footy from the St Mary's players. They're directly in front of goal this stoppage. 15 from home. Looking for the quick reply, St Mary's for the quick response. Callett was beaten to it in the ruck. Still plenty of players round this. Rayner was wrapped up quickly. Another stoppage. The ball is still directly in front for the Saints. We'll do it again. The umpire doesn't muck around. Good to see. Neither ruckman really got anything definitive on it. Harry McMahon lays a good tackle. Umpire again folds the arms. JC, have a go, see if he can get this out of here.
All right, let's see. We're about 35 out from the St Mary's goal. We have a ball up for McMullen and Callett. Both get a hand to it. Ball up the chimney, out towards the pocket. Jansen tried to tap it on, and all he did was tap it over the boundary line for a throw-in in front of the cricket pitches here in the right forward pocket northern end of McDonald Reserve. Callett and McMullen to do the ruck work for their respective teams. Thrown in now. McMullen. Callett gets it down. Roved. Fresh air shot from Sam James. Rayner across 50. Good kick. Good vision. Finds Damien McMahon. They open it up and he goes towards Dowling, who takes the mark at 45 out. He'll be kicking from 50. And he'll need to get this on the outside of the left goal post. He has kicked one this afternoon, Paddy Dowling, and this to bring the margin back to 1 point. So we've seen all his skills on display today. He's taken a one-hander, he's kicked a goal. This to make it 2. Comes in, and he hasn't used the breeze effectively enough, pushed it across. Very laissez-faire kick there. 1-1, his personal tally. And the Saints go to 4-6-30. They trail South Barwon 5-6-36. APCO Cafe 24/7 K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Just got a little bit loose defensively there, South Barwon. They just got a bit ball watchy, and Dowling got out the back, and that's how he got that easy possession.
White from the kick in goes to the outer side. Finds the hands of Driver in the back pockets. Not a heap ahead, just chips it over the top. The kick has to be good to James. It's a good contest in the end. South Barwon with the numbers though. Scrubbed forward by Cunningham. Contest on the wing. Can they drive it forward? They can. Broughton was clean. Now runs to the middle of McDonald Reserve. Kicks to centre half forward. Good, well-weighted kick to Bosley. There is nothing ahead of the footy, so he just wheels and goes. It's an open goal square. Andrew Bosley can't quite bring it around. Oh, it took a big leg break and hits the post in the end.
What?
Nearly snuck home.
Marnus Labuschagne.
Yeah, it was. St Mary's have gone quickly from the kick in too. It's one behind. It's McMahon, I think, in the back pocket. Jace, who has the footy.
Damien McMahon has got the ball, called to play on now. Goes along the line with the kick. Wants Sam Burke to mark it, and he does. That's a good mark too. Hamlin Hanger contender. Well, must have been touched off the boot, the umpire said. Yep. And he did everything right there, Sam Burke, but unfortunately no mark paid. Bosley gets up off the tackle. So right half forward, Swan still into attack. Clairvaux end of the ground. And punch down now towards Benson to run onto it. He grabs it and he tries to give it away. James handball shuffled towards Hughes. He gets through some traffic. Garner rips him off the football, gives it away. Christensen, dangerous kick back towards the middle. That's a great mark from Harry Ling, and he takes it at centre half back.
Being good for the visitors, Harry Ling. Ball into the middle, no exception. Finds Chalcraft, got runners with him. Damien McMahon now inside 50. Dowling leaves it for Dobson, who takes a good mark on the lead in front of Goff. I think his first mark inside 50, Kirsch. We'll get you head-to-head in a second. But Dobson will have a shot for goal just inside the paint of 50.
You're right, Buzz. It is his first mark inside forward 50, but that ball movement was just a lot better, wasn't it? And there was a bit open, the forward 50. Dowling did a dummy lead and gave him some space.
So Sam Dobson scoreless so far today, surprisingly enough.
Is a beautiful kick of the ball, Buzz.
Yeah.
He is
technically very nice, isn't he?
Very technically sound.
And he comes, no great angle to speak of, just inside 50 comes Sam Dobson, and there you go, straight through the middle. Kirsch tipped it, that's why he's the best in the business. And Sam Dobson has his first for the afternoon. St Mary's with the response, 5-6-36, trail South Barwon by a point, 5-7-37. That's thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
You talk about taking your opportunities in front of goal and in football, and he doesn't miss too many, Sam Dobson, and that's why he always finishes with good bags, because he's accurate and his technique and routine is the same every kick, which is really important.
Birchie, just an update for Dion Johnston for St Mary's.
Yes, they're spending quite a bit of time on a left ankle, just assessing that. So he's still off at the moment, and it's already been taped, but they're going to retape that and hopefully get him back out there.
Thanks, Birchie. Injury update. Thanks to St John of God. We put you first. Back to the middle. Maishman tried to get the handball away. Went up the chimney. James got the handball out to O'Neill. That don't argue on McMahon. It was okay because he got the kick away towards half forward. South Barwon trying to move it. Now coming the other way though. St Mary's break free. Back to Damien McMahon. Handball across half back. Benson with the kick out wide. Heard the call. Got it over the top. Jansen over the top towards Scotty Selwood. Doesn't sit for him now. It does. Oh, geez, he got his head ripped off. And the umpire said free kick. Fraser Fort giving that away. And Scott Selwood back into the centre wing. Drives it backwards. Finds Charlie Sprague. He's got Nick Connors short. He goes out wide. Oh, Benson didn't sit for him. Now his second effort was okay. Oh, he feigned a handball and then just coughed it up. Ball comes back. Cunningham for South Barwon. He loses the football as well. Benson has to come back in. Oh, gee whiz, he's gone in.
I don't like that.
No, that's over the... Well, in fact, it's... Yep, so he's going to get a free kick, I think, Benson. Cunningham can't believe it. And Harry Benson has got up
Cunningham's complaining that he got him in the head, even though he was the one who drove with his head.
So Benson's got it at half back for St Mary's.
Yeah, he goes to centre half back, finds Sprague. He and McMullen essentially have swapped positions for the afternoon. He goes inboard to Maishman in the middle of the ground, plays on quickly, pumps those legs, goes over the top to Cholcraft by hand, inside 50. Here comes McMullen over his head. Through the hands of Caldo as well for South Barwon at ground level. Shepherd barely made contact again. Kirsch. There's something going on weird down this end. Ball in the goal square. Driver has to win it against Bond. Does now. Rip to the ground. Umpire pings him for holding the ball. Geez, they're hot, Kirsch, today.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yeah. Look. I just don't know what to say. Each week it just bemuses me as to what I see, and I'm sure the crowd's thinking the same, to be quite fair.
So Doug Bond.
I really cleaned that up, Jace, to be...
You did. You did.
Spit his tongue.
Thank God.
Kicked the goal in the meantime, and St Mary's retake the lead thanks to Doug Bond. 6-6-42 lead South Barwon 5-7-37. That's on the third quarter. K-Rock, APCO, Cafe 24/7 scoreboard.
Yes. Look, I mean, we're not here to pot the umpires, but I hope that they review these type of games. There was a game last week, the Colac Newtown game had 76 free kicks for the game. You know, that's balling the ball. That's giving a free kick every, minute just about. So
back to the middle, reclaim the lead, St Mary's, and they go up through Christensen, but they get South Barwon, get it away to half forward. Sprague, though, runs across half back and picks it up, goes along with the kick. Todd White, though. He's had a great game this afternoon, Todd White, and he takes the mark at left half back for South Barwon. Reynolds Road side of the ground. He just chips the ball over the top short, finds Mulraney, plays on, wants to draw a player, gives it back to White. His left-hand handball over the top. Caldu off a step. Might be okay, it is. Milton takes it, gives it away by hand to Cunningham. He goes high kick towards Fraser Fort. Oh, Sprague against him. He couldn't take the mark. Jake Peters, front and centre, was good. His kick was smothered, though. Comes back and gets a hold. Harry Ling has had a good game as well. And he will take the free kick at half-back for St Mary's.
He will. Has been very resolute down there, Harry Ling. Goes towards the outer side. Good-looking kick for Dowling, who wasn't paid the mark on the juggle. His kicking board's beautiful, though, to Benson, who has a runner. Chalcraft working his way into the game. Kicks to half forward. Geez, Garner read that like a book. Good hand in by White. Garner's handball over the top. He was dumped as he got rid of it. And his handball floats out of play just outside 50 for St Mary's, who are kicking to the left of your radio dial. 17, just over 70 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Third quarter. Umpire tosses in. Caldo against Christensen. I think the South Barwon skipper won that in front. Garner on the turn. Driver forced a fist from behind. Does so. White weaves out of trouble. Did well. Hughes with the hands. Now Mulraney off a step towards the wing. Fort couldn't mark Selwood there to butter up. Here's Chalcraft. Kicks on his left foot. Drives it inside 50. Beautiful kick. McMahon got his hands there. Couldn't stick the landing though. Wriggling his way clear. Moyes Maishman. This will be something on the left foot. It's to the near side through for a minor score. 1 goal, 1 for Joe Maishman. St Mary's 6-7-43 to South Barwon 5-7-37.
Starkey plays on from full back for South Barwon. Goes with a wobble. Kick towards Goff, who got one high. Chop. And it's going to be Rowan Goff, left half back for South Barwon. He goes along the line towards centre wing. Fort pushes Sprague off the football and takes the mark and plays on. Goes with a wobbly kick inside 50 again. Ling. In fact, it's McMahon who takes the mark and goes wide to Dowling, coming the top side. Paddy Dowling takes the mark at half back, takes a bounce, drives the ball towards Bond, who's got 2 against him. Starkey got a hand to it just as he needed to. Peters under pressure. Bond comes at him. Starkey's kick around the corner was great. Found Caldu on centre wing.
It was a clever kick by Starkey. Found his captain, who goes short to Richardson, whose hands are very good under some significant heat from Christensen there. Broadcast side, centre wing. Richardson with a floating ball to half forward. That's got to be a free kick and is to Charlie Sprague, who was bumped off the foot as he attempted the mark. He's given the free kick at half back. Still on this near side, Charlie Sprague. In no hurry to move the footy on. Coming up to 20 minutes in this third term on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Goes to the wing. Callett with the fist from behind. Cunningham's first there for South Barwon. Gee, that's a really interesting handball. Just floats it to no one in particular. Noble makes it work. His handball was hot towards Callett. South Barwon still with the footy. Geez, that's a wonderful tackle from Benson on Middleton. Where's the help from the umpire? Nothing doing. South Barwon emerged with the footy. Noble bursts out of the pack. Kicks inside 50. Over the top. Everyone does it find its way all the way through. Not quite. Ball stays in play. Burke does well to Garner, who's found plenty of space today, and his kick is pretty good to Damien McMahon, just backward of centre wing.
He's taken the mark. Damien McMahon holds the play up because most of some areas were behind the footy there. He goes wide to brother Harry, back towards Damien McMahon, knowing Garner, in fact. So Jared Garner's taken it on the right half-back flank. He and Harry McMahon just waxing lyrical. He takes the mark closer to the boundary line. Called to play on now. He comes back in ball with the kick just over the top to Ling. It's okay. Fraser Fort stands the mark. He chips the ball. Maishman had to get a hand under pressure from Broughton. Got one high probably. Umpire said yes. No, fend off.
Way.
Hello. And Jonty Broughton takes the mark. And it takes the free kick.
Thoughts? Well, Joe Maishman went to pick up the ball to have the free kick. And he did not have the free kick. He had to give it to the other person.
Broughton has got it. And he goes inside to Bosley. He goes up and takes the chest mark.
Good kick.
And just out to the right spot for Bosley to be able to jump up in front of Loftus, hold him out and take the mark at the same time. And he'll shoot for goal from 45 out, 45 degree angle. He's kicked 1-1 this afternoon. And this to tie the ball game.
Yeah, his first mark inside forward 50 as well. So him and Dobson, we did say at half time that they'll both step up and get involved in this game, and here's his opportunity to equal that of Dobson's up the other end.
21 played. Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Daily commuter services from Port Arlington for only $12.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferries commute. Bosley comes in right
around.
foot
It's
kick.
coming around.
He's called it early too, just like Kirsch, says Andrew Bosley. He puts his second on the board and wraps the game up. 6-7, 43 apiece. Apco Cafe, 24/7. K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, look, everyone was a little bit confused in the centre of the ground, but Broughton got the ball moving, and what a kick it was. He was 2v1 as well on the lead, Bosley, so it was a fantastic lead and mark. All over at High Sushi Oval, Jace. It's a 78-point win to Bell Park.
Wow.
That's their second highest score for the year.
Gee whiz.
Against a side who pushed South Barwon last week.
117 to
39. 78-point better team than Grovedale, surely.
No.
Wow, there we go. It's a 1 point, all even, here at McDonald Reserve, 43 apiece. Latter stages of this third term. Mulroney with the first clearance for South Barwon, but only as far as Damien McMahon. Handballs a long way back to McMullen, gets the 1-2. He's still at half-back, running clear. McMahon goes all the way back to Burke by hand with a switch of players. Nice. Jansen's got some room to move here if he wants. Got to use it well. Chips over the top to Travellini, who always provides some run. He's on centre wing, outer side, goes to half forward. Nice looking kick. Was McMahon interfere with? No, said the umpire. It's Todd White again. Handball over the top from Shepherd wasn't his best. It still might work. White comes charging through, but the pressure is good from St Mary's. And Travellini sees it over. Just forward of centre wing for his side over on the outer side of the ground. Nearly 23 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, third term. Even Stevens so far tossed in. Callett won it down for the Swans. Orgarinos finds a way clear. That was well done. Now Garner at the front of the stoppage, kicks inside 50. Here comes Dobson with Goff. Goff just did enough to stop him from taking the mark. Ball at ground level. Who can be clean? Goff is tackled by that man, Dobson, and we'll have a ball up 45 around from St Mary's goal.
Just an injury update on Dion Johnston. He hasn't re-emerged onto the ground, so very doubtful that he'll return to this game.
Thanks, Birchie. Injury update for St John of God. We put you first. Ruck contest in the forward 50 for St Mary's. And secondary bounce going to happen. Starkey gets up, couldn't get away. He's got the job on Paddy Dowling at the moment. So ball up for Loftus and Callett, who gets it down. O'Neill. Handball through to James was okay. Spiral torpedo, but standing behind the ball is Sprague for St Mary's. So opportunity to drive St Mary's back into attack. He goes wide with the kick. Is okay. And kick under pressure came from Jansen. Inside 50. Falls to the front, Travellini. DeRay gets away, gets the handball towards Mulroney. He drags it in, gives it away to James. He handballs on the outside. Handball back towards him. Falls towards Benson as well. He gets it away. Orgarinos, quick hands. Rayner across half forward. Garner chopped off though. Coming in and taking it was Noble. Now Duray goes out wide with the kick. It's okay. Kelly O'Neill back end of centre wing, goes towards half forward with the kick. Beautiful kick as well, and finds Carmody.
In front of the pavilion, Jackson Carmody, long way from home, drives it and skews it off the side of the boot. Scott Selwood's there, who drops the mark. He's get a free kick from the back. No, said the umpire. No infringement there, so the ball will be tossed in just inside 50. Broadcast side for South Barwon. Kicking to the right of your radio dial. Good contest here, 43 apiece. Late stages, third term. Toss back into play. She doesn't really come off the head of Nick Connors, who wasn't the ruckman, so I think he's going to be paid the free kick against call, because he wasn't the nominated ruckman, who's a bit stiff. I mean, the throw was a bit short. It just hit him.
That's part of the rule. That's a little bit of a silly rule. I understand that you want the third man up rule, but that was...
I mean, what do you... He just can't
vanish, do he? He cannot run away from the ball.
No, so Fraser Ford will be the recipient either way. He'll kick from just inside 50, right half forward to give South Barwon back the lead. Right at the end of the third term, that's not a good kick. It floats all the way across goal, hasn't scored. It'll be tossed in fact. It was touched before it went over. And so he's kicked that from half forward all the way across the ground to the opposite forward pocket. It'll be tossed in 10 metres around.
So a boundary throw in. South Barwon deep into attack. Fort. Christensen from behind Fort tried to play for a bit of a free kick. Handball came out. Jansen gets it away to Scott Selwood. Round the boundary line towards Dobson, a long way from goal. Harry McMahon tried to handball it back to Benson. Benson rips it away, then gets tackled, then tried to get it away. Made all the play, umpire says held to him. And we'll have a ball up. Left half forward for the Swans. Barwon heads with the breeze, 72. Lead Drysdale 59 in the third term in the qualifying final in the Bellarine. Ball Benson over the shoulder. Umpire said South Barwon going to take the free kick.
They will.
Well, they won't now because it's siren time for three-quarter time. And it's going to be a very early finish here at South Barwon, I think, at McDonald Reserve. It's
you're right.
Three-quarter time. South Barwon 6-7-43. St Mary's 6-7-43 as well. Goal kickers, 2 each, Andrew Bosley, Matt Caldew, and 1 to Jackson Carmody for the Swans, while St Mary's all single goal kickers. Winchelsea 71, lead Anarchy 42, and Belpost Hill 41, lead Thompson 27.
Just got an update out Lara. It is 110-9.
Oh, gee whiz. Birchie downstairs, hopefully if she can find Neildy, I think.
Yeah, I've got Neildy. Big crowd out at the huddle there, Neildy. 30 minutes of football, season on the line. What were your words of wisdom to the boys out there?
Oh, no, not much wisdom. It is good to see a whole lot of people here. It's a good game of footy, Birchie, and I know Keisty and Robbo were saying the same thing, hoping that before people drive down the highway to go and see the Cats win, they were going to drop off here and see two relatively decent community football teams have a go. I think they'll be pretty pleased with what they've seen.
Good luck for the final quarter, and just settle down, all right, down here.
Bertie, well done, Bertie.
She's giving a little drive-by as
Give
she's walked
Neildy
off.
a drive-by like that. Does he actually want his team to win? He's very convivial, isn't he?
He's happy either way.
Is he okay?
He rides every bump, I can tell you that. He's very calm out in the huddles, but very edgy on the sidelines.
It's great to see.
Very good.
No, it's great. Great to have people of calibre who have coached AFL football to come back and coach at, as Neildy puts it, community football level.
Yes, and he rides every bump and he moves with every tackle and he's invested. It's fantastic.
So the umpire's just getting people off the ground at the northern end. We're just about ready for the start of this final term. 6-7-43 apiece. 30 minutes of football left. South Barwon and St Mary's here at McDonald Reserve. Big final term, especially for the Swans. And for Barwon Foods, the final term. Here is Josh Conway.
43 apiece as we start this final term. Christensen up early for St Mary's with a dominant tap down too. Richardson goes to work at ground level, as does Duray for South Barwon, who wobbles one forward, not quite inside 50. Sprague caught from behind by Caldo. No prior, so play on the call. Cunningham at ground level lost the footy. Driving his way through and doing a good job was Burke. His kick to centre half forward. Starkey there has to kick quickly away from Bond. Just tumbles it to no one in particular. It ends up bouncing clear of Loftus and out of play right over on the outer side on centre wing.
It was a good result in the end because if Loftus was able to gather that possession, he was away and they ain't catching him.
Just keep some eye on some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups as well. Kirsch, see if there's anything changed in this final term. Boundary throw in, centre wing on the outer side. Callett gets to the front from Christensen. Kelly O'Neill tracks it with Maishman close to the boundary line. It stays in. James gets the handball away. In fact, it's out now. Boundary umpire right there. And we're going to have another throw in.
Orgarinos has started forward and not in the engine room this quarter, so they're probably going to try and sneak a goal out of him.
So keep an eye on that. Callett and Christensen again. Boundary umpire throws it back into play. Christensen at the front, gets it back. Boundary umpire with a bit more work to do. AFL around the grounds this afternoon. Richmond playing North Melbourne. The Tigers 95 lead the Roos 70. Close one at Heritage Bank. The Suns 61 lead Carlton 60.
Ooh.
There
we go. Tossed in. Christensen, had front position. Richardson at ground level for the Swans. Calls a deliberate nothing doing. Be tossed in yet again. Third or fourth in a row in quick time. Nearly 2 minutes played in this final term. Barwon Foods scoreboard. Two teams can't be split so far. 43 apiece. Callett for the Swans rips it out of the ruck. Not sure how he got rid of it. Benson just shoveled a handball forward. Hughes opted to Shepherd instead of picking up the footy. Ball at ground level. Still at half forward for the Saints. We'll have yet another stoppage underneath that scoreboard, which reads 6-7 apiece. 2.5 minutes played thanks to on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Christensen gets it down. Garner, handball on the outside to Maishman. On the boundary line, left foot kick, top of the square. Dobson takes the mark in front of Goff. Just held up in the breeze. Dobson created some space for himself. Walked into the mark and took it and will shoot 30 out directly in front.
Yeah, they just lost a little bit of shape behind the ball then. South Barwon with their defensive structure, and they just allow Dobson to have that space in front of him. And, he only needs half a metre, doesn't he? And he's going to take it.
Kick one this afternoon. This to give the lead back to the visitors. And as Kirsch said in the third term, very Deliberate kick for goal, and that one has missed.
Oh, wow.
There you go. So gives them the lead, not the way he would have liked though. They lead by that point, 6-8-44 now, St Mary's. South Barwon 6-7-43, Barwon Foods K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard, Barwon Foods selling the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong.
He'll be disappointed with that because that is rather elementary for someone of his ability.
Yeah, don't think he's missed too many from there in his career, Kirsch.
No, he wouldn't have.
He's pretty reliable. So to be White to bring it in for the Swans, who now trail by a point. He goes quickly to Starkey in the back pocket. Pavilion side of McDonald Reserve. He plays on. Well done. The smother came. Forced the kick to nearly go out of play. Driver kept it in. White went to work and out of play. Couldn't quite catch who the smotherer was there, but it was a fantastic effort. And keeps St Mary's in attack. And their supporters in that pavilion loved the work there too. So to be tossed in just outside the paint of 50. Callett wins it down only as far as Benson. No, McMahon off the back of the stoppage was caught but got his handball clear. Well done by Christensen, who wobbles one inside 50.
Oh.
Geez, the mark dropped by Driver. He'd won that one back and then gives up the free kick. Directly in front of goal too. Paddy Dowling will be the man, not a guy you want to give a sniff at goal, Kirsch.
No, not at all. And that's just a for someone of this experienced driver, that's just a basic mistake. The old rubber chest, bounced back out and then gave away the free.
So Paddy Dowling, one to his name. He's played pretty well today despite the slim return on the scoreboard. And this is one of his best chances yet. Directly in front, 45 out to extend St Mary's lead to 7 points. Paddy Dowling, he's just hung it out wide, didn't miss by much. But through for a minor score, South Barwon get out of danger, Jace.
A little bit of a let off.
They do. So Todd White, the kicking in duty. Kelly O'Neill yelling for it to come broadcast side. He elects to go into the pocket on the opposite side. Hughes takes the mark, plays on. Goes around the boundary line, over the head of Duray, falls towards Fort, can't take it. Sprague in his back pocket, holds him up, tries to get the kick away. Is that holding the ball? Umpire said play on, he dropped it. The umpire said it's coming back to you, Fraser, you better get it out. He does, only as far as Travellini, short little kick. Only as far as Mulraney, he gets it for South Barwon to Peters, rides the Selwood bump, gets it away. O'Neill by foot towards a vacant half forward. Broughton got a hand to it, couldn't take it. Ling went left, went right, then got the hands free back to McMahon to help out. Damien, he rides the bump under pressure, got it back to Ling. His handball overcooked it, but Chalcraft was there to Travellini, right around the boundary line, goes up. Rayner has to go defensively over the top, does well, and they see it over the boundary line in front of the St Mary's coach's box. And we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing.
Well done by Ling again. He's been good, hasn't he, Kirsch, today?
He's been terrific. He just gets himself into the right spots. He's calm with ball in hand. He generally uses it very well.
Tossed in. Callett wins it down for the Swans. Middleton just nudged off the footy by Benson. Hughes smothered Augurinos' kick. Still comes out to Jansen. Well done by Duray. Forces, just smothers the handball and out of play again, not far from where it came from, while Rainey slow to get up. Keep an eye on that one. Birchie forcing John O'God. Tossed in by the umpire again. Geez, that's nearly a free kick against Callett for a hold, but nothing doing from the umpire. Benson with a strong tackle on Middleton, just tumbled forward. Chalcraft with a nice tackle on Shepherd, and Duray with a nice tackle on Benson. Being tough and hard today in the clinches, as you'd expect, and we'll do it all again on centre wing.
St Mary's 6-9-45, South Barwon 6-7-43. Played 7.5 final term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. And through the middle of the ruck contest, Benson goes. He's not going anywhere. Wrapped up, so the umpire will come in with a bit more work. Next goal wins, Kirsch, the way we're going.
Yeah, it's like that, isn't it? Well, both teams keeping 6 in front of the ball, so no one's coming up extra at the stoppages, so they're just going to go for it.
Christensen got it down. Broughton, though, back on the ball. Gets it towards Cunningham. Over the back, Caldu. Against him, Burke. Sees it over the boundary line in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We're going to have a boundary throw-in. And left half forward for South Barwon. Kicking into the northern end of this final term. Callett and Christensen done most of the ruck work this afternoon. Christensen gets it down. Broughton had it, lost it. McMahon, Damien kicks into the middle. Hughes to run back and get there first. Doesn't sit for him though. Needs some support. Got some, and Swans go inside 50. Selwood. Good mark. Read it the better. Was coming in like a tracer bullet and took it. He's got Damien McMahon. Lateral. Goes to him now. Creates a space at half back. Chips the ball short towards Jansen, who takes the mark. Jake Peters stands it, and not much to kick to down the line. Christensen there, that's it, he called to play on, so he goes short. Harry Ling takes the mark. Got Jansen running past, thought about it. Got Travellini short as well. He just holds it up. At some stage they're going to have to go down the line if they're not going. He's called to play on, gets around Cunningham. Handball outboard to McMahon, under pressure. Kick along the line towards centre wing. South Barwon though behind the ball. They take the mark, Driver takes it.
He handballs back to Shepherd, who drives at the 55 out forward, has a sit under it. Burke came with a strong fist over the top, nearly to his team's advantage. Dowling, can he wriggle his way clear? He does. That was well done. Goes inboard to Jansen in the middle and McDonald reserve. He looks up, not his best kick, but it will work. Rayner goes very wide to left half forward, finds Travellini underneath the scoreboard, who does a 360 turn on himself. Handballs along the line. Dowling, can he keep it in? Was he held? Well, none of the above, according to the umpire. Geray just tumbles one forward. Caldo will be happy to see this out if he can get it there. Keeps it in play to Fort. Scrubs one on his left foot only as far as Scott Selwood, who was clean at his bootlaces. He's forced to kick on his non-preferred. Does the ball float all the way out? No, I think it's just stayed in. And the mark is paid just to Chalcraft, right on the outer side.
So Chalcraft along the line. And filling the hole, taking the mark, was Hutchinson for South Barwon. So good defensive play there. And drives it back to whence it came. Fort over the back. Burke. Oh, good mark. Caldo
great mark.
Plucked it. Took it away. Cunningham. Kick over the top. Over the head of Bosley. Falls to the back of the pack. Selwood gets back there first. Handball to Sprague. Runs across defensive 50. Kick has to be good and is. Maishman takes it. Wants to play on quickly. Goes to the opposite, to the outside broadcast wing. Gets it to Dowling. Creating some space for himself. Chips the ball over the top. Is okay. Taking the mark there is Jansen over the top as well. They've worked it around the boundary line. Doug Bond off a step. Left foot kick. Top of the square. No mark taken. Comes towards Chalcraft. Puts the tackle on. Garner's there as well. Tries to pluck it out. The umpire will come in and ball it up 30 out from the St Mary's goal.
Well, both defences are stacking up at the moment. They're both holding strong, and it's just back and forth footy till someone can take that mark inside forward 50.
St Mary's do look threatening when they can get the ball in some space, don't they? Move the footy very impressively. White, he got the defensive kick out of the stoppage, but only as far as Kane Loftus, who have a good sided goal here. He's about 45 out from goal, left half forward, to extend St Mary's' lead to 8 points. And the way this quarter's going, it could be a valuable shot at goal, this, if he can indeed slot it through. Kane Loftus gets on the runway and drives it long to the teeth of goal. It's narrow, through for a minor score. Having their chances, St Mary's, but haven't been able to capitalise on some good plays so far in this final term. We've played nearly 12 minutes. That's all thanks to Barwon Foods, selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
Todd White from fullback for the Swans. Dangerous kick in. Chalcraft falls to Bond on the boundary line. Left foot kick. Top of the square. Good mark, Jared Garner. He and Sam Dobson had raffle tickets at the top of the square, and Garner won the raffle and will shoot for goal from 15 out, 45-degree angle.
Another midfielder who loves getting down and kicking goals. They've got a lot of them, haven't they? They can just all bob up, contribute, hit the scoreboard, which is pretty important.
Need to kick a goal, though. Kicked 3 behind so far this quarter. The St Mary's side. And Garner's got it. And he's kicked. Hasn't kicked a goal yet this afternoon. Jared Garner. He comes in. And he hasn't kicked a goal yet either, because he has missed that to the left-hand side, through for one behind.
Jeez, I reckon it's lucky to be a behind.
They're doing it in behind. 6-11-47 St Mary's, South Barwon 6-7-43. Barwon Foods, K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
That's a bit unlike him as well. He's a very skillful footballer.
Yep, that's not good.
Causing havoc.
So Hughes for the home side, drives it long. Goff was up early. He couldn't mark. There's a free kick for a hold, I think, going back to Matt Caldo off the footy.
Held him on just a little bit too long as he took him to ground.
He's backward of centre wing. Matt Caldo, the South Barwon captain, assessing his options. Long way from home from where he's usually posted. He goes short to White, who's had plenty of it for the Swans.
It's been good for them.
They're still on centre wing, haven't gone far. White still with the footy, taking his time. Looks to go slightly inboard to centre half forward. Ford's got a couple to beat. Geez, O'Neill came from behind. A nice hanger contender. He drives it inside 50. Didn't really assess his options too well there. Wasn't a great kick to Bosley's advantage. Mason was caught, brought to ground. Numbers at ground level. Broughton lays the tackle, but nothing doing. And we'll have a ball up just inside 50 for the Swans. Right half forward. 14 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. They trail 6:7:43 to 6:11:47.
Fort gets it back from the ruck contest, kicks it up towards Caldu, going up Sprague. Good mark. Takes it and going to untangle himself at some stage from Matty Caldu and take the kick. He's in the left back pocket, northern end of the ground. He's got McMullen lateral. He's not looking that way though. He's looking to the outer side. Goes in that direction now. Goes towards Garner. Good mark. Jared Garner in front of Fraser Duray. Just inside defensive 50. Wants to play on and does. Kicks it as far as he can towards centre wing. Holds up. Christensen. Oh, gee, he's got a couple against him, but Benson gives it to Dowling on the outside by hand. Dowling takes one bounce, takes two bounces. Now he drills it over the top. The kick was smothered though by Starkey and in the end runs out of bounds. And we will have a boundary throw in. St Mary's 6:11:47, South Barwon 6:7:43. We have played 15 minutes final term, and that's on the Port Phillip Ferries final quarter time clock.
Tossed in. The throw-in favoured Christensen, who had front position. Benson drove his way through. Maishman dances out of trouble. Left football inside 50. Driver in the hole. Takes the mark. Goes quickly to Peters at half-back. For the Swans, he's held up by Bond, still in his defensive 50. Jake Peters goes a long way back to White again, another disposal for him. He drives it wide to the outer side on centre wing, good looking kick too. Finds Fraser Duray, backward to centre wing still. He plays on, just kicks down the line, not a great looking kick. Burke does well. Was Caldo paid the mark there? It's a good mark. If he took it, he did. I thought Burke got the spoil in, but Caldo's hands were terrific. Got some sticky mitts.
He's taken some good contested marks today.
Hasn't he ever? Oh, there's just a discussion.
Hang on.
Yeah, the boundary umpire's coming in, and they're going to pay the mark.
Yep. It's good. She stuck by her decision that it was in.
No, good consultation.
Yep.
Got to get those things right. So Caldo drives it inside 50 for South Barwon. Fist in from Jansen Noble at ground level. He's collected quickly by Selwood and will have it thrown in 35 around for South Barwon.
Really crucial here they get a shot on goal. Their last 4 or 5 have rebounded fairly easily.
Ball to Garner. To Sprague for St Mary's. Off a step. Trying to go outside 50. Chalcraft against Driver. Dobson a long way from goal. Got the handball to Chalcraft who left it behind. Handball to Richardson for South Barwon. His handball to White under pressure. Left foot kick. High tackle, said the umpire. Todd White to take it. Right half forward. 60 from goal. South Barwon need one. He comes inboard, looks for a dozen players who are sitting there all by themselves. Connors in the end for St Mary's. Gets it towards the middle, waiting for it to bounce. Algarino's got 3 against him. Foot race. Max gets that first, uses a bit of speed, gets to an open half-forward flank. Which way is it going to bounce? Beautiful Nathan Lyon off spinner. And it is a boundary throw-in.
You don't see it. You don't see it in local footy.
That's paid at the top level, isn't it?
Yes,
that's all day. That's insufficient intent all day.
Yep.
No two ways about it. I don't know why it's different here. We just don't see it each week.
It was a fantastic individual effort by Algarino. So 3 to beat. Gee, that's a good win by O'Neill out of the stoppage. Ling's in the position A. He does well, Harry Ling, being one of their best, as we've mentioned this afternoon. For St Mary's, he goes short to Sprague, who's held up well in defence. Charlie Sprague. He's right in front of us, thanks to the best seats in the house. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Just drives it down the line. Another ordinary looking kick. O'Neill dropped one he probably should have taken. Maishman burst clear. Look at the speed in those legs. He was tackled as he kicked. Just forced the error a little bit. Richardson at ground level. They've got some numbers on the outer side if they can be clean here. The Swans. Driver collects. He's got a runner on the outer side. Noble, who dances inside to Duray. They're just held up for the time being. Gets his kick away just. McMahon will be first there with Noble, who does well, and Collard. He plays on, takes the advantage quickly, drives it towards Broughton. Burke at the back went the big spoil in defence, couldn't take the mark either. Caldo at ground level, still comes clear. Mulraney had to search for it at ground level, couldn't quite. Cunningham, umpires paid a throw against Mulraney. No real argument from him, so St Mary's hold up well. Loftus with the free kick.
So Loftus inside defensive 50. 19 played final term. Paul Phillip Ferry's time clock. He's turned the ball over. O'Neill. Oh, Kane Loftus, you're lucky. Comes back to him. Garner now at 50. Chips the ball to Chalcraft right in front of us. Best seats in the house. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. And Chalcraft just takes the pace out of the game a little bit.
They're giving them a few looks at it. They just can't get a shot on South Barwon. Well, that's 7 or 8 rebound 50s now without a shot on goal.
Right foot kick to Christensen, who worked for it, past the footy and took the mark on centre wing. So the big fella wants to go down the line, goes long kick, big packet centre half forward in front, no mark. Doug Bond, right foot kick, round the corner. Harry McMahon tracks it towards the boundary line. White takes it close towards the boundary line. Left foot kick back in play. Fort goes up, can't quite take the mark. Free kick.
Oh, he's paid the mark.
Oh, he's paid the mark.
Jeez.
Okay, well,
Wow.
He paid the mark. He goes inboard. Now, Harry Cunningham wants to play on quickly, drives it towards centre half forward. They're out here. If it sits for Carmody, he takes it. Point of the centre square at half forward. Broughton's there. Also, Bosley goes in that direction. McMullen works his way from front to back and sees it over the boundary line. And again, a boundary throw in right forward pocket, South Barwon into attack. We played 20 minutes final term. It is 6-11-47 St Mary's. South Barwon 6-7-43.
Kirsch, they kicking to the right spots in this final term with the breeze?
I feel a couple of those entries are going to that deep defensive side, so it's been easy for St Mary's to defend the ball coming in. That's why they're not getting scoring opportunities.
Tossed in Caldo doing the ruck work, but again St Mary's with the quick rebound. It was Benson who kicks it to half-back, travels a long way too. Geez, Dowling was strongly tackled right on the outer side, ball teetering near the boundary and eventually over. Harry McMahon with the tackle. St Mary's leading 6-11-47 to 6-7-43. Nearly 21 minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
100% next goal wins.
Yeah. What do you reckon? 27, 28 minutes will do it?
Wouldn't even be that far. Yeah, it'd be 27 at most, I'd reckon.
Fought in the ruck. Couldn't win it down. Maishman just powers his way out of the stoppage. Took a bounce. Kicks to the middle of the ground. It's a good one too. Dowling's got off the chain this last term. He kicks inside 50. Geez, White has to hang in the air. Sorry, that was Duray, in fact, to a good mark. Flings it out. Well, that is Duray. Kicked it to himself, Curse. It's extraordinary. Made some good ground. Might have been Shepherd, a centre half back, I think. A couple of lookalikes there. Dinks one over the top. Hughes takes the mark.
Hughes now. Rayner stands the mark. He plays on. Goes inside 50. Can't quite hit Jack Driver, who loves a goal. Handball over the top. He might get it back, though. Driver. He's wrapped up. The umpire says. Held to him. All over in the Ballerine too. Barwon heads by 2 points.
No.
11-6 to 10-10. So the Seagulls win the qualifying final. Ball up, 40 out from goal for South Barwon. Ball spills free. Over the top, Middleton to Fort. Turns around, right foot kick and has missed. Fraser Fort.
Just went early with the celebration, didn't he?
Oh, one behind, 6-8-44. South Barwon. St Mary's 6-11-47. Barwon Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. Barwon Foods selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
That could have been the winning goal, but it wasn't.
This one right on a knife edge, isn't it?
It certainly is.
So you reckon there's, probably 5-6 minutes to play?
Yep.
Or so.
Hope you're ready for a big fifth quarter too, Kirsch.
Oh.
It's only 4:30. We're on air until 5:45. How are you going to go? You all right?
Well, this is a great game. I haven't fallen asleep during this one.
Thank goodness.
3 points is the margin. St Mary's way, we reckon about 5.5 to 6 minutes to go in this final quarter. Thanks to Barwon Foods. Travellini plays on. Drives it to half-back, right on the outer side. Fort was up early. off hands and out of play. 60 metres or so around from goal for South Barwon, who are in attack.
It's 5 minutes. Their season is hanging on the line with 5 minutes.
Boundary throw in for Christensen and Fort, who's in the ruck now. Fort. Christensen got it down to the front. Garner, handball towards Jansen. Back to Garner, ran out of room. Working in the phone box over there and couldn't quite keep it in. So St Joey's coming back. Only 9 points
back to
down.
9 points.
Against Colac.
At Australian Land Company Stadium.
Yes. Boundary throw in here at McDonald Reserve. Fort pushed Christensen into it. He got it down. Back towards Fort. The big fella can't pick it up. Now two St Mary's players fight over it. Benson was one. Ball spills to Mulroney. 60 from goal. Right foot kick. High for Bosley to go up. He doesn't take the mark. Broughton's front and centre was great. Wheels around on the left. 30 metres from goal. Left foot kick. Kicks the goal. Johnny Broughton, Lambie's Tavern goal of the day contender. He has kicked two. He's given the Swans the lead. They go to 7-8-50. They lead St Mary's 6-11-47. Barwon Foods K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
I tell you what, he had to kick that because he burnt
a couple.
like there was no tomorrow. Don't worry, he done the old Dusty strong arm too and got rid of a couple, but Kelly O'Neill could have just swallowed a nice little chest mark, but Johnny said, no way, I'm going to do this myself and get the Swans home.
So,
that's
Kirsch,
what he said.
What rein do you pull here as a coach? Do you try and kick another, or do you park the bus?
Nah, try and kick another. You can't park the bus against this side. You've got to kick another. Like I said, there's 3 minutes left. Got to kick another.
We're back in the middle. Maishman with the clearance. Couldn't just get his kick clear in the end. He was being tackled as he kicked it. A good job. Hughes is first there at half back for South Barwon. Lost his footing. St Mary's just trying to shuffle it forward any way they can. The ball is a whistle.
Yeah.
Going back to South Barwon. I think it's Rowan Goff will be the recipient. Couldn't quite catch what it was for. Legged.
Yep.
So, welcome relief for the home side. We've played just over 25 minutes. They lead by 3 points. Final term. We expect it to be a short final term. Goff drives it to the outer side. Big pack of players. That was an intelligent fist by Fort, who gained another 5 metres or so. Didn't even try to mark it, and it'll be tossed in outer side, centre wing.
So throw in for Christensen and Callett back on the ground in the ruck for South Barwon. Both get a hand to it. Goes close to the boundary line. Is that delivered? The umpire said no. And it will be a boundary throw-in.
Seen St Mary's in this position before, Jace. A couple of times, actually, where they've been less than a goal down. Zach Sherman, from memory, last year kicked a ripper right on the siren or just before the siren. So we know they're going to keep coming to the last couple of seconds of this game.
Season on the line for the Swans. Boundary throw-in, centre wing. Callett gets it down. Benson tracks it. Fort, though, bigger, stronger. Left foot kick. Inside 50. At the back, 2-on-2. Broughton again. Handball back. Needs some support. Got it. Noble, handball on the outboard. Broughton wrapped up by Ling. No, he wasn't. Handball back to Noble. Now he goes off a step into the pocket. Play on, said the umpire. McMullen didn't take the mark. Bosley comes at him, close to the boundary line. Loftus off a step. Gets St Mary's out of trouble momentarily coming. Mulroney doesn't take the mark, does he? Yes, he does. And he holds it up at right half forward.
He's in no hurry, as you'd expect, Taylor Mulroney. Nearly 27 minutes gone now in this final quarter. 3-point lead to South Barwon. Mulroney goes higher than it does longer. Just inside 50, Fort from the back. Couldn't quite mark, and we'll have a ball up on the paint at right half forward for South Barwon. As the boys rightly say, season and finals on the line for them. They lead by 3 points deep into this last quarter. Fort doing the ruck duties is beaten to it by Christensen. Cunningham was wrapped up quickly by Mason, who just and puts him over the fence, if you don't mind.
He wanted to keep going with it, didn't he?
Yep, and he's given away the free kick. Just hung on to it, oddly, didn't he?
Yeah, too long.
Yep. So Cunningham will be the recipient of that. Joe Maishman error.
You're taking your time right here. Be saying, I'm having a shot from here, I'd be saying.
65 out from goal, Cunningham. He'll just pop it up to the hot spot you'd expect. Does so now. Caldo will fly from the back.
Yeah, got it.
A big mark
He's
from
called
he's called play on. Oh my goodness me!
No.
Everyone stopped, and the umpire said it was touched on the way down. And it'll be tossed up 30 around, Jace.
It's still alive, this game.
Fort gets it down. Kick off the ground by Christensen. Kelly O'Neill holds and the umpire against Kane Loftus. Kelly O'Neill will take the free kick. 30 out directly in front to ice the game for South Barwon.
Jeez.
So they've called time off while a dozen players leave the scene. And just looking at Fraser Ford, he is just about spent in the pocket.
He's done a lot of work this quarter.
He's done a lot.
He's been huge.
So Kelly O'Neill, probably to put the Swans in the finals. 3 points up. This to make it 9. He comes in, northern end of the ground. Right foot kick. He has made the goal umpire work overtime there, but he's put it through for his first of the afternoon. And the 8 for South Barwon. 8-8-56, they lead St Mary's. 6-11-47. Barwon Foods, K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard in the experts' chair. Thanks to the Sporting Globe. Here's Matt Kershaw.
Buzz, now's the time you put numbers behind the ball, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see a 3-man forward line here. This is probably a good thing for the 666 rule could come into the local footy, because you'll see here that, what is it?
Well, they've got 2.
Yeah, well, they've got 2. There you go. So the extra 4 behind the ball. So this is where you'll save the game. So, it's interesting.
We're back in the middle. Finals on the line for South Barwon. They're nearly there. They can just about taste it, but Maishman trying to keep his side in it. Drives it deep inside 50, but Fraser Ford, one of those men that Kirsch has mentioned, who's been thrown behind the footy, takes a crucial mark at centre-half back, being big in this final term. The recruit back to his junior club, drives it to the outer side on centre wing. Good mark by Mulroney. Mulroney marks the ball now in the middle of the ground. He's in no rush. Marks in front of Garner. Kicks very wide to Harry Cunningham on the siren. Cunningham tosses the ball in celebration. That is a huge win for South Barwon that just about guarantees they'll be playing finals in 2023. They've knocked off the reigning champs 8-8-56 to 6-11-47. One of their better wins in recent memory, Kirsch.
Absolutely. And off the back of as Mark Neal said before the game, off the back of an ordinary win last week, if you can have an ordinary win, to come out and do what they've done today to the top of the ladder, St Mary's, is a fantastic result with, their best probably midfielder out of the side in Madigan. So, it's a great result.
Is that Doyle Madigan walking out there in the middle there?
Yep.
Gee, I tell you what,
he was never getting up today.
I was going to say, that's a bad calf. He's never getting up from Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But his midfield teammates have done the job this afternoon.
Well, they stood up, didn't they?
They did. 8-8-56 South Barwon St Mary's. 6-11-47 in what was, in the end, a very entertaining last quarter. Not a heap of goals, but a great win.
We got a song.
There's a South Barwon